as there is 4-time scoring champion Pippen 8 times on the NBA's all-defensive team. Draymond and Rodman may kill each other. Draymond 14 technicals in 2017, Rodman 29 in 96. Durant of scoring ability. The coaches, the Zen Master Phil Jackson, 11 rings, and Steve Kerr. Phil gets the nod. The verdict, the Warriors have the better shooters, the tougher system to play against. The Bulls have the best player to ever play the game, 3 players on the all-defensive team. This one is tight, and the world would be watching. The Bulls never went 7 games in the finals. This one, it's going the distance. Give me Michael Jordan hitting the game winner as time expires. Bulls in 7. How would LeBron James's career be different if he chose to, or had been forced to, under the rules of today, go to college?
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Ask me about my winner.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Toga, toga.
What, like it's hard?
How do you like them apples?
My boy's wicked smart.
Would there still be a Cleveland championship drought? Would there have been a television special gone wrong? One thing is for certain, regardless of when and to who LeBron was drafted, he would still dominate the league. Let's first assume that if the one-and-done rule existed when LeBron was in high school, LeBron would of course have his pick of any school, but it comes down to 2, Ohio State and Duke. LeBron has always been an Ohio State fan, but would he have spurned the Buckeyes for his pal Coach K and the Blue Devils? It could have turned into the decision before there was the decision, and Ohio might have been mad. The Buckeyes were 14-16 in 2003. Their leading scorer was Tony Stockman. That's a name you might recognize now if he played with LeBron then. Duke was loaded, as usual with NBA talent. Luol Deng, Chris Duhon, J.J. Redick. Safe to say Duke would have another championship banner in their rafters with LeBron. And championship or not, LeBron James still goes number 1. Alongside Jasmyn Wimbish and Josh Wilson with executive producer Richard Durante, this is the 2019 NBA Finals coming at you from Toronto. We're the Toronto, not that we're in
now
Toronto.
in Toronto.
But I want to feel like we're there. They just played Canada. This is a really cool moment. The Raptors have never been in the finals. The Warriors, of course, have. Can they do it again? No Kevin Durant. I'm super excited to see what's going to unfold tonight. And we're super excited to be with you. Watch the finals with us. Let's all have a party here. Get going in the chat. Yeah. Jasmyn, I want to hear your favorite NBA finals ever. I think you being a Dallas Mavericks fan, I know where you're going to go.
The obvious answer is 2011. I love it. Dirk getting his first title. He should have gotten one in 2006. It was fixed. Whatever. We're not going to talk about that. 2011, he didn't let LeBron get his first ring. Motivated LeBron to get his next 3 rings. But 2011 was a great year.
Any moment particularly in that finals?
Yeah, the shot that Dirk hit over Chris Bosh in Game 6, I believe, with like 2 minutes to go. He turned around, fadeaway jumper, like classic signature. Like I have that photo saved in various places.
Josh Wilson, you came out of the womb an NBA fan. What do you got?
Fittingly, 2006, those finals. Ooh, yeah, that's my favorite one.
Trash.
That was the first year I really, truly followed the NBA. And yeah, that was...
Same, actually.
Okay, great. All right. I'll ask Mark Carman, what was your favorite finals? Okay, it would be either 91, 92, 93, 96, 97,
Nobody asked you. This is why nobody asked you.
I'm going to go with 1991, the first time the Chicago Bulls ever got over the hump.
Wasn't born.
That's amazing. Sweeping the Detroit Pistons in 4 games and then walking in and losing game 1. I was there with Papa Fred. And in and out it went.
Your dad's name is Fred?
My dad's name is Fred, yes.
Fred Carman?
Fred Carman.
That's a dope name.
No middle name either. Born in 1920.
Wait, what?
No middle name.
It.
They couldn't afford it back in the day.
You had to pay for that?
They couldn't afford them?
I think that's kind of a joke, but that's what he did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
you
could possibly not have a middle name.
Yeah. Richard, do you have a middle name? By the way, welcome Richard into the chat. Look at my guy.
What's up, guys? My middle name is
Richard.
Alex. Alex Durante.
Oh, Richard Alex.
Richard Alex.
Which means that Richard and I have the same middle name, which is why we get along so well.
Is that
Your middle name's Alex?
My middle name is Alex. Mark.
Oh, that's so not fitting.
Why is that not fitting?
I don't know, because like I don't know, middle names I guess don't mean that much, but like I always think like, oh, middle names could also be like that person's first name.
Mac.
Like Josh David, he also could look like a David.
He does kind of look like a David. That's
You
true.
do not look like an Alex. If I had to call you Alex every day, that'd be very uncomfortable for me.
No, I was considering we have another Alex that works in the office. Let's
Maybe I also have a cousin Alex.
let's look at tonight, guys. This is well, first of all, interesting decision by the Golden State Warriors. They're going to start Jordan Bell at center tonight.
Yeah.
I find that amazing. I would have gone with Kevon Looney myself, get some flexibility in there, but they're going with Jordan Bell. Thoughts?
I think that they're maybe trying to throw the Raptors off their game, maybe throwing a curveball to start the series since they're going to be down KD. Boogie's not going to get major minutes. But, I mean, Jordan Ball's a big hustle guy. I don't personally like him to start the game, but maybe he'll come in for 5 minutes, screw up, and then they'll take him out.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it either, but we put a lot of stock into starting lineups when I don't think we really need to. You can make a quick substitution if you really want to, and things aren't going well. But, yeah, it is a bit of a surprise.
Well, but what's more so than the starting lineup is how will the Raptors deal with guarding the pick and roll that Golden State's going to throw at them? And who are they going to match up with if they're guarding Draymond? If Draymond's in the pick and roll, who's going to be guarding Draymond? Is it going to be Siakam? Or is it going to be Kawhi? Will they throw a big on him? I'm guessing that at Kawhi. Who do you think Kawhi is going to start out on? Because I'm going to guess it's going to be Draymond at this.
Kawhi on Draymond?
Kawhi and Draymond at the start is my guess. Now that could change a million times over, but I think at the start, Kawhi's going to guard everyone at some point in the series. But I think he's going to start on Draymond.
I would throw him at Steph. Just you got to knock them. Like you got to throw a hard punch at the Warriors, and I think starting him on Steph is because as long as you're able to stop him, everyone else can get hot, but he's going to be the one that's going to be leading this team when KD's out. So I'm throwing Kawhi on Steph right away.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of putting your best defender on the opposing best offensive player.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're going to have to switch a million times over. He's going to have to make some decisions. That's one of the things the Warriors bring to the table is that you have to make really quick decisions on those switches, and Kawhi maybe can do that. So, I'd probably start him on Steph.
See, I think if you put him on Steph, though, you're gonna tire him out. He's gonna be chasing him around. I think you want to save that for key moments in time.
Maybe, but I mean, Kawhi's used to that. I was actually looking at some of the distance tracking today, and Kawhi has, I think, run the most of any player in the playoffs so far.
Please,
on average?
For those out there who are watching that don't know what distance tracking is, please explain.
Just tracks how far they've run.
The distance that they've run on the floor.
Well, right, okay, but it does it not incorporate the speed in which they can cover the court?
It does. I was looking at straight up distance though in this particular situation.
I mean, you also have to keep in mind Kawhi has played a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
So while it might tire him out, I think that he's comfortable with playing a lot of time, and I don't think guarding. I mean, he's Defensive Player of the Year, all team. I don't think that guarding Steph Curry is going to tire him out so much that it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, we talked
Raptors.
about, or I didn't talk about. People talked about all last series about how that leg he was dragging it along and whatever, and he was fine. He was the difference maker in that series. So I think he's going to be fine no matter who you put him on. I think outside of that, I would probably put Pascal on Draymond to start.
Who are you going to put on Clay?
Yeah, that's the thing.
See, I
probably
think,
Danny Green.
Okay, who you got? Okay, so if you have, so let me hear your defensive lineup. Who you've got? Kawhi on Steph. You've got who on Clay?
Danny Green.
Danny Green. Okay.
I'd put Pascal on Clay.
You're going to put Pascal on Clay.
Yeah.
This is all going to be stuff that's going to be. It'll be.
Yeah,
I don't think it really matters as much who's starting. Like we've said, they're going to switch around. They're going to see what works. I'm not concerned with who the hell is guarding Draymond. I don't think that's oh my God, we got to figure out who's going to stop him. Let him go off.
The thing with the Warriors is you can't stick to your man the whole time.
Yeah.
They force you to switch.
They're constantly moving.
Yeah, there's no way you can stick to that. You're going to have to throw everything out the window at some point when they set screens, pin downs, all that good stuff.
Who do you think starts on Kawhi? Let's flip it the other way.
Probably Draymond.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
That's what I imagine. I mean, unless the reason Jordan Bell is out there is to guard Kawhi, which I don't know.
I think I'm predicting they're going to start Clay on him.
Yeah, I mean that's not a crazy take. Clay's second best defender on the team. So
the matchups to me are fascinating because these teams have not played each other without KD.
Yeah.
with Marc Gasol. There's just a lot of variables going in here. So it's and Toronto, by the way, is a 1-point favorite tonight. I love the Raptors tonight. I think that there's just been a huge slow play on what Toronto has done here to beat what was the best team in basketball, down 2-0 in the series, win 4 in a row. Toronto there's a length in that defense that the Warriors have not seen yet in the playoffs, and they're on. It's also they're on the road as well. I like the Raptors to come out big tonight and get a win, and let's get this series off in a way that people all of a sudden are talking about, like, can Toronto do this? I predict the Raptors win tonight.
I'm 100% with you on that. I think the Warriors having been off for some time, that actually does matter.
9 days.
I think the Raptors are humming. They're in their groove, so they're going to come out swinging. They're on their home court. They're coming off a huge win, as we have spoken about. Like you said, really long defensive team. Guys like Pascal seems like they can just steal pretty much anything on the floor. So I think the Raptors come out and win tonight. Now, I don't think they win the 3 games following that, but I think they probably lose the series in 6 games, which is farther than a lot of people might be giving them the opportunity to do so.
So you got the Warriors in 6. What do you got,
So
Jasmyn?
you guys are going to go with the Raptors tonight. I'm going to flip it and go Warriors, and I actually believe that. I don't think, like, as much as we love Toronto and their story that they've got them here and yada, 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 the Warriors are still the best team in basketball. They still have Steph Curry. They still, can get hot. If Clay and Steph get hot, that game's over. Like, it doesn't matter who you have. You give them this much space, and they're off. So I don't think this is going to be a blowout, but I also don't think that the Raptors are going to be able to put enough together to win this game tonight.
What's interesting tonight, by the way, in the stands, Drake is here, of course, and he's wearing Del Curry's jersey when Del Curry...
Is that disrespectful?
Disrespectful to who?
Maybe to Del Curry, who's sitting there in the stands rooting for his son.
I don't know that Del Curry cares. It's probably like, cool, you bought my jersey. It's also an autographed, so Del Curry obviously signed it, so it's not like it's a... I think it's, if I'm a Raptors fan, I think it's weird.
I'm just kind of trying to figure out what Drake's play is with this jersey. Like, is it just something, I don't know, pointing at the connection with Toronto?
Your dad played on my team. That's probably what it is.
Is that a diss?
Drake's a corny dude. I'm not surprised.
His play is to get attention.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's working. We're talking about it.
Yeah, well, yes, and so is everybody else. So, by the way, we're about to get underway here. Tip is
here we go.
We're about a minute away. And
why is there a giant YouTube? Okay, go away. YouTube TV.
Because you can watch the NBA Finals on YouTube TV as well as you're watching us. Let's get multiple screens. Let's get a ton of stuff going on here. I am. It's interesting. The Golden State Warriors have a ton on the line here as far as the future is concerned, and so do the Toronto Raptors. I think it's an interesting question as to what happens in the series. Who will it affect more? Like, if Toronto wins this series, if the miracle happens, Kawhi can't leave, can he?
He could.
Yes, he can. He can do whatever the hell he so chooses.
That'd be
Come on now.
so crazy if they won this thing and he still left.
I mean, it would be pretty baller to just be like, yeah, we won. I don't care. That's what I came here to do. I'm moving on.
Kawhi, the basketball, as we get underway here, we're already in a switch, and now
Kyle Lowry
throwing the ball out of bounds.
Oh, come on.
Got the jitters.
Relax. Both of you relax. It's one play. He's never been in the finals.
Did you see how bad that pass was,
He's very emotional. Leave him alone. Oh, my God.
Well, it's a bit... Okay, so Kawhi is guarding Andre Iguodala to start the ball game. Siakam's on Draymond, so that means they've got Kyle Lowry on Steph, which is actually...
Danny Green on Clay.
And Danny Green's on Clay, who's...
Already getting behind.
And Clay in the lane, missed the shot. Siakam the rebound. All right, Toronto, let's go. Pascal's being guarded by Iguodala. Kawhi right now has Clay on him, and the Raptors are missing shots. And here comes Draymond, and no one's picking him up. I can't believe they're starting Jordan Bell. Jumper for Steph
foul.
Is no good, and a foul on Kawhi. First foul on Kawhi, and he's not happy about it.
It's nice, though, that they kind of ran a play there for Danny Green, because I think he can be like one of those sleeper key pieces for the Raptors this series, because he has not done anything in the playoffs so far. So if they're able to unlock him and he's able to knock down a couple threes a game, that'll be huge for Toronto.
He's been so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. And it's crazy because, like, him on those San Antonio teams, it wasn't like he was great, but he was, like, serviceable. Yeah, now he's just out there for his defense.
Strong on defense, but this is the playoffs. You need to be there on both ends of the floor.
You got to be a two-way player.
And as good of a shooter as he is, you need him to hit some of those shots.
Yeah.
Steph Curry hitting free throws right now to start the game. Steph averaged 36.5 points in the Western Conference Finals, albeit against a dead Portland Trailblazers team,
Yeah.
but it was still a super impressive performance.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, KD went down, or maybe after it. Steph doesn't have to do everything underneath the sun when KD's on the floor. But when he's off the floor, he's going to turn it up a notch and put up those crazy numbers. So it's not surprising.
Marc Gasol in the lane, out to Siakam in the right corner. Curry's got him. To Green, to Siakam, right baseline drive, back it out, Danny Green, jumper
they're
for three.
definitely-
Good.
Oh,
They're
Danny
definitely looking
Green
for
is
him
he
to get
gonna
going.
is he gonna show up this series?
That's a... Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
Clay in the lane, got a shot rejected, got it back, and shot it good off the glass.
I like that Toronto's starting out trying to get Danny Green going because, I mean, you don't need Kawhi to get going. He's going to be automatic as they're looking for him right now.
Clay on Kawhi right here. Kawhi, low post left, kicks it out. We're going to get a pushing foul on Clay Thompson, who's asking for a double dribble, not going to get it. You know, the underrated thing about Kawhi, and I think there's actually still a lot of underrated things about Kawhi, but he's super freaking strong. At least I'm appreciating that more now than I ever have. That he can really just bully guys to the hole.
I don't even know if strong is the word for me. I agree with you, but I think one of the underrated things for me is
Free for Kawhi.
and kind of in the same vein, he's stable.
Yeah.
Like you can't really knock
You
him
can't
down.
move him.
Yeah.
You,
You can't get him off his balance either.
Ooh.
Really strong center of gravity.
Kawhi's three was good here. Steph for three. That's in.
It's almost like Kawhi is one of those Weeble Wobble toys. Like you cannot
They
knock
wobble,
him down.
but they don't fall down.
Yeah.
That's
wobble,
it.
wobble, 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 wobble.
That is not the same thing.
Great tune though, right?
Okay.
Underrated tune. Can we go underrated?
Sure.
Perhaps. Siakam in the lane, out to Kawhi. Kawhi to the right elbow. Kawhi for Siakam. Guarded by Green. Pascal off the window. No. Rebound to the Warriors.
Even though Pascal missed that, I really liked him just facing up Draymond Green because Draymond Green is so strong. That would be very intimidating.
Well, and I think going, like, you know, Draymond is Draymond's biggest enemy. Like he gets
Yeah.
like he gets in his own way. So if you start attacking him and you get him into foul trouble, that changes his entire game plan.
Yeah.
So if they're able to use that for Pascal to get him going, like I think that's beneficial
Definitely.
again for Toronto.
Draymond played some of the best games I've ever seen Draymond play, namely Game 3 in the Western Conference Finals. And the mental side of Draymond has been on another level.
Yeah, he's definitely. I've seen him, you know, prior to this year, this playoff season, I guess. I wasn't really a big Draymond fan, but I've definitely seen some maturity from him just from the past.
and this has
Western
been his
Conference Finals
best
alone.
playoff series by far.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean,
He of players who have averaged 13 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and 8 points per game with
Kyle.
at least a 5.0 defensive box plus minus in the playoffs. LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Draymond Green this year.
ooh, Mark.
Marc Gasol for three from the top. Say that a little bit slower.
That's
Josh Wilson.
3
your
threes
stat.
by Toronto.
I just
You
closed
lost
out of
it?
it. And I'll find it.
It's okay.
Basically, points, rebounds, and assists, and his 5.0 defensive box plus minus. The only players who have ever done that in the playoffs are LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Draymond this year.
Is that good?
5.0 defensive box plus minus is the biggest part of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's remarkable.
No, I get it. It's big time impressive. Here's Marc Gasol for three. Nope.
That was a hideous shot that he took.
There's been a couple of Kyle Lowry and his composure and making smart plays and playing the way he's capable of playing, to me, is a huge key in the series. And at the very early start here, he's clearly got some finals jitters. Kawhi for three.
Interesting.
No.
What do we think about that? I'm sorry. Kawhi just on a.
I feel like
2-on-2.
Kawhi hits the front of the rim a lot.
That was a 2-on-2 fast break, if you will. Kawhi and I think it was Danny Green and it was Draymond and I don't remember who else was down there for the Warriors. And he pulls up for a three.
He was wide open. I'm okay with it.
I had to say you attack the rim.
I completely agree with you, Jasmine.
Like,
I like
you're-
go to the basket. You're Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, you're either going to get a foul or you're going to make the basket because you tend to do that. That was an odd play.
Jordan Bell down the lane, going to the basket strong, lays it in. We got a tie game at 9. And our first timeout on the floor. Timeout in the NBA Finals. 9-9, 7:30 to go here. So let's talk about this for a second. The Raptors win the NBA Finals. You really think that Kawhi would be like, hey, that was sweet, Toronto. I'm going to still go off and play for the Clippers and or the
Yeah,
Knicks?
because he accomplished everything he needed to accomplish there. He won an NBA championship. He boosted. It's kind of like what's his name? LeBron winning in Cleveland. He gave them a championship. He doesn't owe them anything else. Kawhi. It's not like Kawhi was drafted by Toronto. It's not like he's the son of that city. Like,
Didn't choose to be traded.
He was
there.
traded there. Like it wasn't his choice. If he didn't, he can put on a face and say like, yeah, I love these fans and I love the city and it's great. But this isn't where I want to make the rest of my career. He's still got a lot of years left in him.
So you don't think that whether they win and or lose has anything to do with his decision?
No, I think he'll make his decision one way or the other, not counting this. I don't think, and I'm not saying like, oh, he shouldn't stay in Toronto, because I think I would love him to stay in Toronto. If he chose Toronto, that'd make me happy as hell. I don't want him in the Western Conference, but if he leaves, I'm also not surprised at all. And I think people should start to realize that that's an actual thing that could happen.
What do you think?
I've said
Sarah
that I
Wilson?
think he's staying in Toronto from pretty much the jump. But I don't really think the finals has a whole lot to do with him staying or leaving. I think if you're going to choose a moment, it's definitely that huge shot, Game 7 against Philly. I think at this point, his mind has probably been made, and he's going wherever, regardless of if they win or lose this series. Or staying.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's staying.
I have no idea what's going on in his mind, just like all of us don't. But if I had to guess, I don't think his mind is made up, and I do think that if they win somehow, some way, and he is the hero of the city, and they're building a statue for him.
Well, I think that might push Kawhi out more if he's considered the hero of the city. He does not really strive for attention.
But the thing is, when he wanted out of San Antonio, he's like, I want to be the guy. I want, bigger and better things, which is why he wanted to go to LA, which makes zero sense, because Kawhi in LA just seems like oil and water. But him being in Toronto makes far more sense, because it's not as, I don't know, absurd as LA is. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's... it just fits him better, his personality, I think.
I can't imagine him leaving if they win. But, I mean, again, nobody knows what that guy's thinking.
It's also a giant if,
right.
them winning.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge if. Okay, so then here's the other thing. If KD can't get back on the court, which I think is a real possibility, and the Warriors win it all, does that have an effect? Does that lock it in that, you know what, you weren't needed? By the way, those titles that we did win with you you can almost borderline put an asterisk on your titles.
Wait, back up.
If the Warriors win it this year, KD doesn't play.
Okay.
Does that absolutely lock it in that he's going to leave?
The Warriors win and KD doesn't play.
I think that matters more than the Kawhi situation.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think Kevin Durant thinks about that a little bit more and factors that into his decision more than Kawhi does.
And he has more time to think about it because he's not playing right now.
Right. All he's doing right now is thinking about it.
Yeah.
On Kawhi's end, he's just going out trying to win a ball game. He's not really thinking about, I mean, he might be. I think speaking from ignorance. But
I literally think it's the dead opposite. I think Kevin Durant is gone. And I think Kawhi is...
Which is interesting because... That's a good segue, actually. Yeah. The Vegas sports books folks just recently put out, I think it was sometime earlier this week, the odds of where some of the top free agents will start the 2019-2020 season. And for KD, the number one option is the Warriors, Knicks second, Clippers third.
The Warriors are still...
So the Warriors are still favored to re-sign him.
And the people that know Kevin Durant, at least from... what I keep hearing, they believe that he's going to change his mind 50,000 times.
Oh, I'm sure. He's a very, him and Kyrie both are very like, say one thing this minute, next minute it's completely something else. Which, whatever, that's fine. It's not a knock on who you are. It's just they take a lot of time to think through things and make a solid decision, and that's not a bad thing. It's just how they are.
Raptors the steal. They poke it away from Draymond Green. Kawhi this time in the lane, kicking out for Siakam. Open three for Gasol.
Oh,
doesn't want to shoot.
Thought about it too much.
Finally does.
Okay.
Hit it. Bang, bang.
Did you see him do that thing with his legs like 50 times before he
was
shot
like
it?
He was about to fall over.
One of the things for the Raptors, I think if they can somehow convince also Danny Green to re-sign, I think that would probably help their chances with Kawhi, because Kawhi played with Danny Green in San Antonio.
That's true. But I also think that
you really think he cares about that? By the way, Danny Green just got a layup on a long down
Danny
court
Green,
feed.
damn, he's getting it done. I like it.
I think him and Danny Green are somewhat close.
I feel like the Raptors wrote on the whiteboard in the locker room Danny Green just in giant letters of like, this is our game plan for the first quarter, because it's worked out pretty well.
Juan Salvador, I see your comment. Golden State in 4. You're going to be proven wrong tonight, sir. Raptors are winning this game.
Yeah, every Golden State fan that has tweeted at me or whatever saying it's a sweep, you need to relax. Like, I get that you guys are the best team in basketball, but show the Raptors a little respect. They're not going to.
And the Raptors just beat the best record from the regular season.
The best record. They're not the best team in basketball. But
Well, that's why I said
But
that.
here, let's think about this for a minute. And I know you never want to give too much credence to the regular season. However, the Raptors won 58 games in the regular season. That was second to the Bucks, which is why they have home court right now. Do you know how many games that Kawhi Leonard didn't play in of those 58?
A bunch, like 17.
The answer to that is 22 games. Their best player did not play, and they won 58. To me, that's incredibly impressive.
yeah.
And one of those games, if I'm not mistaken, was against the Warriors, and they still won it.
That's correct. At least I remember that. I know that he didn't play in one of them. I forget if they won it or
They won both of them.
Okay, well, there you go. So
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain.
That is a testament to how good this Toronto team is. And they're an excellent defensive team, and they've gotten better with Gasol added midseason. And here he is down low, layup on the glass. He missed it, but a foul on Draymond Green. And Draymond losing his mind a little bit for the first time
That's
in a while.
another interesting thing, too, is that these two teams really haven't seen each other a whole lot. Mark Gasol brought on partway through the season. Steph wasn't playing for one of the games, and Kevin Durant had to score 51 points for the Warriors to lose.
Yikes.
So yeah, they only play each other twice since they're in opposing conferences, and just haven't seen the real version of either of these teams face off.
Marc Gasol averaging 10 points in the last 4 games. It's a
Quite
improvement.
Quite the year for Marc Gasol, getting out of purgatory of Memphis and then showing up here, and now he's in the NBA Finals playing with Kawhi. And
Marc Gasol, the Hall of Fame player, Marc Gasol. Yeah.
Wimbish,
he's in the Hall
hot
of
take,
Fame.
Wimbish out of
not
nowhere.
That's not a hot take, and I get what the Basketball Reference says, which I don't give a damn about, by the way. I looked at that, and I'm like, this is stupid. I get the percentage numbers. I think that's dumb. I
don't think they're a end-all, be-all by any means.
I don't think that it's something that's like...
It's a general reference point.
Look, if you're reasoning behind, Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame because he's an ambassador to the game, Marc Gasol is from Spain and is also an ambassador to the game.
I would say Pau Gasol is more of an ambassador.
Both of them, the Gasol brothers, both of them do a lot not in Spain and across different countries. Like, if we're going to award people just because they are from international players, like...
Well, I don't have a vote for the Hall of Fame, so it doesn't really matter what I think.
They just called an offensive foul and Pascal Siakam knocking over Draymond. I would have gone no call, but it was pretty physical in there.
That was more of a flop.
Yeah, I don't think Pascal can knock over Draymond Green.
Yeah, look at how skinny he is. And...
That was Draymond could have taken that if he really wanted to.
Those patches that they have on the back of their jerseys for the finals are really big this year.
Thick.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I also I saw this tweet that had, I'm going back to the 2011 finals, when they had on the center court behind the logo, you had the Larry O'Brien trophy.
Oh, I love that.
I missed that.
Yeah.
That was a cool addition. They don't even have like the finals.
Yeah, they don't really hype.
They have it on the sideline.
It feels
there,
like they don't hype this up really as much as they used to.
Yeah.
They used to have the starting lineups with the big blow up Larry O'Brien trophy too.
Like they used to have. I remember the old finals logo where it was in script writing. That was the best, and now it's just like, I don't know. It looks like impact font. Like what are we doing?
Wow!
Can't believe that almost.
So the Warriors. The Raptors had you just traveled. They didn't call it. Okay.
There it is.
God, a lot going on right now on the court. Let's start with this. They got a breakaway dunk that Klay Thompson just threw down. He clearly walked. Kyle Lowry screaming at the official. They didn't get the call. Before that, the Raptors had a great block, but it ends up in the hands of Steph Curry in the left corner. He buries a three. Steph's off to a great start. Kawhi was double teamed down low, put up a very tough shot. It almost went in, came out, and now we got the Warriors with a 1-point lead here. These scores are going to change quickly, and we had a lob down low for Looney, but I think a foul before the shot.
Back to what you were saying about the finals and them not doing some of these things anymore. I kind of feel the same way, and I'm struggling to figure out if it's because like I was a kid when those things were happening, and like everything feels a little bit bigger when you're a kid.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like, you know how you go back to your elementary school and everything is like smaller.
Yeah,
and not...
I don't know. I think it's just they're marketing it in a different way, and they're not doing a lot of the frills.
Well, it
stuff
markets
that they've
itself,
done.
kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's not like their numbers have been great for the finals. I mean, they don't struggle, but it's also not going up.
That was a great look.
Oh, Steph's three in and out, and then finally out. That ball was 3/4 of the way down.
Kyle Lowry was some
Lowry all the way to the
boosters.
hole.
All right.
That was a strong
tough take.
finish.
That was a tough take. I like it.
He got the whole body going every which way to get to the hole on that one. Here's Draymond in the lane off to Looney. Iguodala, Clay for three. No. Rebound to the Raptors.
The Raptors are kind of disrupting some of these passes a little bit. The Warriors are still getting the passes off, but they're a little bit more sloppy than they usually are.
I also don't remember when Jordan Bell came out of the game, but obviously Kevon Looney came in for him. But I think that's probably they're going to use that center position as like a tandem thing. So I don't even think it really matters who starts.
Fred VanVleet is in, fakes a three, steps in, knocks down a two. Raptors by 3. Fred VanVleet's a huge player in this series, especially if Danny Green can't get going.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably I'm trying to rank in how important he is to the Raptors behind Kawhi and Lowry and Siakam. Like, is he in the top 3 or would he be the 4th most important?
I would say 4.
Yeah,
4. If not,
4 definitely, maybe 5 depending on VanVleet and what he does, because it seems like he can slide up there. Danny Green 2 of 4 so far tonight, 1 of 3 from
you were
beyond
talking
the
about
arc.
I was talking about VanVleet.
He's talking about
Oh.
VanVleet.
He's the 4th most important.
I thought we were talking about Danny Green.
No. I mean, he's important too if he can hit shots, but
Well, they're gonna need them all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone's important.
There is no easy path to victory for the
I mean,
Toronto Raptors if they're going to do
what
this.
do we need to see out of Kyle Lowry for him to be effective this series, this game?
Shoot the basketball well. That's my biggest thing.
Shoot.
Be
better.
strong like he has been so far.
I think both of those, but encompassing it in under the umbrella of just be aggressive, because I think a lot of the times he doesn't take his shots.
He can be timid.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
take his shots that he should be taking. There's a couple of I wish I had like a camera that could pull up some plays, but there's a couple of spots in the Eastern Conference Finals and previous series where he's had some shots and good looks that he just doesn't take. And I don't know if that's because of his thumb. And I remember I was reading something where it was saying that his thumb is basically numbed for the entire game. He cannot feel it at all.
I feel like he's been okay in the playoffs, and actually maybe good. And I might have said this on one of the streams already, but I kind of feel like him and DeMar were a little codependent on each other.
Yeah, I mean, yes, because they were super, super close as friends, and it was very much like, no, you take it. No, you take it.
Yeah.
No, you take it. And it's just like, no,
And you
one of
see
you needs to
flashes of
assert
that.
each other.
You still see flashes of that with
Yeah.
Lowry, but I don't think it's nearly as much because he sees what Kawhi's doing. He sees, oh, this is how you win,
Yeah.
and I need to do some of this as well. Kawhi's still going to be the number 1 option, and I think Lowry understands that, but he is kind of stepping up a little bit and doing some of that on his own as well.
We're paying attention to all your comments out there. Feel free to keep on throwing the predictions out there. Love seeing them. Who's willing to step out on this chat and say the Raptors are going to take the whole damn thing? Let's go.
Lots of people.
Raptors in 4.
We've got, I'm sure the new centrist will go for the Raptors' sake because he's a Raptors fan, or they, or, whatever. Garden State TTG says Warriors in 5. So, gentleman's sweep.
Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7 is a great
Knicks in
call.
7, love it.
Next year, Knicks
That's
finals.
that's our mandatory mentioning the Knicks a stream. That's it. That's all you get.
No more.
We might get them in there one more time.
We get one more.
One
we
per
get once
quarter?
about the Lakers and once about.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about the Lakers
I
much
can't
more
wait
than
to
once.
talk Lakers. The Lakers are phenomenal.
We'll talk about them once. So.
We're going to
It'll
talk
just be
about them
for-
more than once.
It'll just be for an extended amount of time.
Steph Curry, by the way, with 11 early points here, team. He's 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, so he's taking one shot that's not a 3. Klay Thompson is 2 for 8, and one of those 2 shouldn't have counted. He took 5 steps to throw down a dunk, 0 for 2 from 3. And the Raptors are being led by Mark Gasol, 2 for 3. Those shots all coming from the three-point line. He's got a couple free throws. He's got 4 rebounds, too, as Toronto leads it by 3 here. Okay, I'm excited.
My favorite thing about Steph Curry, and I know that this has been said about him often, is the fact that he never stops moving on the floor. Just this play that they're showing of him hitting down that 3, he's just running through screens, trying to find his open spot constantly. Like, there's rarely a time where he's not
could
moving.
rewatch entire basketball games and just watch him, and it
Yeah.
would be a whole new basketball game just because of all of the minor things he do like that. And what makes it really great is those pin down screens and floppy sets they run for him all the time to get him open.
They just ran him. They ran him a great little play there, but they called it moving screen on Kevon Looney. Steph did shoot an air ball for that 3 team.
Oh, come on.
It's all over.
He knew it was
that's
a
how we
moving
lose.
screen, so he knew.
No, it's in his head.
He put less juice in that one. It happens.
Yeah, no, I got it. I think Steph's fine. Siakam, for Van Fleet.
Oh.
Van Fleet
Steph.
down the lane.
Oh, Steph.
Ooh, Serge
what are you
Ibaka for
doing?
3 is not what you want.
Steph just glued himself to Pascal off that screen.
Steph kind of had a blown assignment there. He was pointing at
Yeah.
someone else to
Oh.
guard him, and Van Fleet just was like, bye.
100%.
That was terrible.
It's huge. Serge Ibaka is huge in this series. He's got to play over his head.
Which he's done so far.
Yeah, I think
At
Serge Ibaka.
times.
He's impressed me in these playoffs.
Overall, yes, but he faded pretty bad in the Bucks series.
I mean, I think it'll be easier for him because he doesn't have to worry about Giannis down there in the post. So it's not as much wear and tear on him trying to body somebody up, whether it's him, Brook Lopez, whoever the hell they want to throw down there. You know, obviously when KD comes back, if that even happens, which I'm sure it will in Game 3, the entire game plan is going to change for both of these teams.
Okay, I mean, I don't know anything, just like you don't know anything, but I'm betting that KD does not play.
I think so. The latest was that he's in Toronto. People have said that it's the way Steve Kerr sounded pre-game. He's probably not going to play Game 2. I would be very surprised if he doesn't play Game 3.
We'll see.
So that's my.
I'm getting the feeling that KD's not playing this entire series.
I think that's just what we want, so that it's easier for the Raptors. I find it very hard to believe that Kevin Durant.
I mean, maybe I
I'd
have
like to
rose-colored
see-
glasses on. I don't know.
I'd like to see him out there. Let's incorporate him back in. Let's see what that
Oh,
looks like.
come on.
I'm for the
Play
drama.
find.
Him playing is more drama. Let's get KD out there. Siakam in the lane, out to Lowry. Van Fleet for 3.
Come on.
Oh,
damn.
that should have been
Rim in
in.
and out. Damn.
The Raptors are not getting good shots. Too many threes and too many of them are challenged, and they're not. Their feet are not set.
I mean, the thing is, they're trying to keep pace with how the Warriors play basketball, and unless you have those weapons like the Warriors do, you can't
Can't
do
play the
same
same
thing.
game.
Yeah.
Siakam for
Another
3.
3? Hey, that's
Good. Pascal.
You'd almost want to dictate your own pace, though. I think that might be a better way to beat the Warriors.
Well, they both
don't play their game. Try and make them play yours.
Toronto. They both want to play up and down.
I mean, I think at the NBA level, you can't really dictate play that easily as it sounds. Like in college, yeah, but like you're not going to just take the Warriors 100% out of their game.
Steph
They're
just
going
got
to shoot threes.
No, but when you have the ball, you can play to your strengths a little bit more and potentially. I mean, it's the Warriors. It's hard, but
Yeah.
Steph just got fouled pretty bad. No call. The Warriors bench was not happy.
Did Kyle Lowry travel there? I feel like he traveled.
Pascal is Siakam. We've been talking about it all playoffs long. He's 2 of 3 tonight. He's made his 1 3-pointer. He's got 5 points. Guy's going to be enormous in the series. We got a foul on the Warriors.
Apparently, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Somebody, I did make that prediction right here. Pascal. Ooh, and right now we got Kawhi getting a little bit of rest here. So he's getting, I think he went out about the 2-minute mark, I want to say. To be honest, I didn't notice exactly when he sat down. There's 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Right now he's on the bench. The ubiquitous when he's on the bench, heating pad on that right knee.
Ubiquitous.
Good word, good
Kawhi has
word.
played 9:58.
Okay, there we go. So that's exactly what I just said, 2 minutes. Fadeaway shot by Ibaka, no good.
It's a terrible look.
This is pace-wise, though. We're talking about holding the Warriors around 20 points here.
That's
Yeah,
great.
this is good.
And the Warriors are on pace for 20 turnovers this game.
Powell's about to get shook.
Which was a prediction that's wow.
Onions.
40-foot three from Steph is no good.
And
Livingston
they still got the offensive rebound. What happened?
can't have it.
Foul.
You can't have that.
Serge was
You gotta
right down
put a
there
body
too.
on somebody. Come
yeah,
on.
Sean
The hell?
Livingston should not be grabbing offensive rebounds like that.
Livingston 2 free throws here can make it a 4-point game. I mean, this has been all Steph and really nothing else offensively for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, it's either you stop everybody else in the team and just let Steph go off, because, like you said, in the regular season, Steph scored whatever amount of points that was and they still lost, or you stop Steph and let everybody else beat you. And they're going with the former.
If they're really going to stay consistent with that, Steph, you do yours, and we're going to cover everybody and live with it. I don't hate that strategy at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But on the other hand, there's the best fan they're showing, the Raptors guy.
Nav.
yeah.
He's been at every single Raptors game in the history of the Raptors.
It's amazing.
That's a fan.
Oh, they
Lowry at the
I thought he was
buzzer.
gonna get time.
Don't think-
There was a big thing with him in the Bucks series. He was getting some racist slander from Bucks fans, and then a whole bunch of Bucks fans stood up and were like, "That's not
is
cool.
Not how we are, yeah.
And he reached out to some of them and was like, that was very cool of you guys to kind of put the series behind you and stand up for me.
That's nice.
Okay. One quarter of basketball in the books, 25-21 Toronto, as we will bring in our first contributor of the night.
I know I have the noise, but
Can we? Sounders are good. I'm all for Sounders. Hang on a second here.
Who do we got coming in? Who do we got, Carm? Who's joining us tonight?
Well, we got big shooters tonight here.
Huge.
I mean, we don't mess around. We only go with.
I need to hear a little more excitement in your voice. You sound a little tired, homie.
I am the farthest thing from tired right now.
Who do we got? We got Brandon Jefferson joining us.
Is Brandon ready? He's ready. I didn't know if he was there. Brandon Jefferson, who has been with us since, I think, the semi.
Yeah, Brandon.
Now in the NBA Finals. Brandon, you're looking good as always. Get the big smile on your face as we got one quarter NBA Finals basketball in the books. What did we learn in that first quarter? What did you learn, Brandon?
That the Raptors are going to be really aggressive with the Warriors. We've heard a lot about length and physicality. We saw OKC in 2016, Memphis in 2015, Houston last year really affect their offense that way. And so far, they're guarding Steph really 94 feet. And even the screeners who come up, they're coming up and showing hard, and they're just trying to touch Curry at every chance they get.
I like what we're seeing so far here, Brandon. I look, that length that Toronto has, to me, it looks like it's going to be a problem for the Warriors. And if it's just going to be all Steph, I'm picking the Raptors at 7, Brandon. Let's just put it out there right now. Toronto to win the series. Damn it, let's go.
I'm not there with you just yet.
Thank you.
You're very enthusiastic about it. I'll give you that. But I just think this team has another, level they can go to. We're used to seeing, especially with the last 4 years being the Cavs Warriors rematches, that Golden State usually comes out and punches hard first, and then the other team has to adjust to that. This is probably the first time an opponent has kind of punched them hard. It wasn't a haymaker. It wasn't really a knockout, but it just was enough to get them off their toes. This is, like I was saying, length they haven't seen at all this whole postseason yet.
Brandon, it's possible DeMarcus Cousins will be available in this series and will play. Do you think he's going to do good for the Warriors, or will he do more harm than good if they try to utilize him?
I know last time we talked about this, I was anti-Boogie a little bit. I had some numbers backing me up.
Mm-hmm.
I've started to come around on that. I wrote an article previewing the finals, and I think DeMarcus Cousins could actually turn out to be an X factor, especially if Kevin Durant can't come back fully healthy. The Raptors love having Marc Gasol out there, but besides him, Serge Ibaka is really the only other player they have play center. And Gasol and Ibaka have both struggled against Cousins in the recent past. In 2017-18, I think Ibaka was with the Raptors still, and they didn't want Ibaka on him at all. I think if you look at the NBA stats page, there was 2, maybe 3 possessions where they have Ibaka listed as primary defender. And against Memphis, he averaged about 27 points a game, 11 rebounds, took 12 free throw attempts, and shot lights out from 3. So I don't think either of those guys are a great matchup for him. So if he can, make somewhat of an impact, I think it would be limited minutes still, but he's a good choice out there for Kerr.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, but I wonder what your thoughts are about, depending on what the results of this finals are, who do you think the results matter for more, Kawhi or KD in terms of their free agency?
I know you guys talked about it earlier, too, with KD probably changes his mind 50-something times. But I think it matters more for Kawhi. If you looked at Crumpled Jumper, our fan-sided contributor as well, he posts these amazing visuals. He had a assist visual that he just dropped today. In the first 16 games of the postseason, the Raptors shot 16 out of 43 off driving kick passes from Kawhi. And in games 5 and 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals, that jumped to 13 out of 15. If Kawhi doesn't think he has a supporting cast around him, he wants to be with the winner. He wants, to be on this stage, to have his playoff runs every year. If he doesn't think the Raptors can keep that around him, I definitely think he looks somewhere else in the summer.
Brandon Jefferson at Jefferson_hoops with us here as we start the second quarter. The Warriors on the board first turn. And Boogie Cousins is on the court, Brandon. His first game since April 18th. You just mentioned it, but now that he's actually out there, I can see you checking out the screen. You can't believe it either. I think this is going to hurt Golden State. That's my take. You want to I want you to sort of crystallize what you think if Boogie's impact will be, if anything, positive or negative.
It's definitely a surprise to see him out there. I thought Kerr would try to get him some first quarter minutes to kind of not have him just go there completely cold. But I think these are the lineups where he is needed for them, especially in this series when they need Steph to get a quick rest or Draymond to get a quick rest, or Clay's 2 for 8, I think, right now. So he's not really hitting. They need someone they can just give the ball to and get buckets. That's why they brought KD along in the first place, and that's why they also let Cousins come along. These are guys who, when all the motion, all the pretty passing, the flare screens, all that are not working, you give them the ball, they get you a basket. And I think now, especially against Serge Ibaka, they need him to put in a quick couple points, maybe get a couple offensive rebounds and stuff like that.
Well, that's the matchup right now, Boogie and Serge Ibaka. Brandon, great to see you. We'll see you in Game 2 on Sunday at Jefferson_hoops. What's your prediction for the series before you go?
Warriors in 6.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Brandon, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brandon.
Brandon Jefferson_hoops.
We also got some people in the chat asking where you can read Brandon's stuff. Hop on over to fanside.com, click on our NBA tab, where you'll find all of the step back content. You will find Brandon's content there. He retweets a lot of his stuff on his own Twitter account as well. Follow at the step back, at actually the_step_back.
The step back is a tremendous source for NBA news, entertainment, all of it. And on Twitter, again, as Jasmyn was telling you, at the_step_back. And Brandon's awesome. All right, 27-26.
Ooh.
Serge
Ibaka for the
Ibaka
sky for
is
that
just
one. Got it.
finally got a jump hook to go down there after a couple of missed tips. I'm feeling a lack of confidence in my guy Serge Ibaka right now, but hopefully we'll get it going.
He got that. Took him a while, but he got that. Okay, Drebko, look alive, homie. Jesus.
This is the finals.
Drebko, Boogie, Clay.
Ooh. Damn.
Ooh, really not looking
Take him out,
alive.
coach. That's
Yeah.
not great.
Drebko-
You need to go sit down for like 5 minutes.
Wow. This is where you just start to see a little bit of the Warriors' depth does get
That
pushed
guy
over there.
was
He was.
into
I love
it.
it. He was hella drunk, and I'm here for it. He had 5 beers at Jurassic Park, I'm sure.
Livingston, Boogie, Jerebko, Clay, and Quinn Cook is your lineup to start the second quarter.
Whew.
Okay.
They have a lot of faith in their bench, which is interesting because this is the thinnest bench that the Warriors have had in their dynasty run. And, you've got Quinn Cook playing and Jordan Bell playing big minutes in this playoffs run, whereas those positions were filled, prior to in a couple past seasons by more notable veterans.
Jumper by Boogie off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around. Clay able to save it in, but it's picked off by the Raptors. They run long to Ibaka, who's got a dunk.
Ooh. Showing the athleticism there. Although the Warriors almost tipped that. That was almost a steal back to the Warriors. So
I just caught a
that was
glance. I don't know if it's the shirts they handed out, but there were some
Those are the shirts they handed out. The ones that have all the logos.
with the OVO in the back too. The
yeah, it has
OVO owl.
Yeah.
Does he like?
Anyone in Toronto, can you get some of those shirts and send it to us? Because that'd be friggin' fantastic.
I'm sure those are going for a lot of money on
I
eBay.
do not care. If you can get your hands on 3 of those shirts, that'd be amazing.
So, by the way, that was Boogie missing a jumper, and that was Boogie's guy leaking out behind him and getting a dunk.
Yeah.
And the Warriors calling time, and I'm going to make a prediction when we come back. Boogie's ass is going to be on the bench.
Okay, that's not a wild take.
No.
I mean, Kerr did say he's not going to get major minutes, so
That would be 2 minutes and 33 seconds of Boogie.
I feel like, what do we think he's going to average per game minutes-wise?
7.
I say 10. I'll go 10.
I think maybe less than 7.
You think like 5 minutes? 4?
It depends.
game?
Like if it doesn't go well, yeah, it's not gonna be a lot.
I mean, it's very, again, it's not like you get another chance at this. Steve Kerr, you got to, if he's one false move, take him out.
Yeah. Well, and if KD comes back, I just don't know that they need him. Like, I
I
know
don't need him, but it would be nice for him to. I want nothing but the best things for DeMarcus Cousins because I love watching him play, and it sucks that he's been injured and has had to deal with this for the last 2 years. I would love to see him play, at least average 10 minutes a game, just so that he can get some PT before he goes back into free agency and gets a deal that I'm sure he's not going to be thrilled about.
He's going to be on a prove-it deal, and
Yeah.
We'll see if he proves it.
Yeah, he'll probably sign like a 1 year.
But this was supposed to be a prove-it deal.
Yeah.
So
and it's
things are
unfortunate
delayed a
that-
little bit for him.
I mean, I think Boogie gets a little bit of a tough rap, but I would not want Boogie on my team. That's just me.
Speak for yourself, man. I'd take Boogie on my team in a heartbeat. We haven't had a real center since Tyson Chandler. I would take Boogie
maybe he'll end
right now.
Maybe he'll end up in Dallas. It wasn't Boogie's fault that Sacramento never went to the
That
playoffs.
Sacramento's trash.
But
They never put a team around him. I'm not going to just put that on him.
That's fine, but it's still partly on him that they never went to the playoffs. He doesn't get all the blame. I'm not saying he gets all of it. He gets some.
It's just, here's my thing, and I say this with any time we try and criticize power forwards, centers, whatever. It is very hard for a big dude to lead a team to any sort of success without any other all-stars or proven players around them. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough. However, my biggest when Boogie was with the Pelicans, they were okay. He gets hurt. They trade for Nico. All of a sudden, the team's playing better. They win they win a series without him.
Trying to have Anthony Davis and Boogie coexist was always going to be difficult. Like, it's a cool thing in theory, but it doesn't really make sense on the court.
It's not the ideal pairing. I agree with you there. But
So
it was
that
still
doesn't surprise me.
Just the way that whole thing worked out, I'm like, okay, there it is in plain sight. The guy gets hurt, the team's better.
They were also playing a Portland team that has no answer for Anthony Davis, and he completely destroyed that team.
He was also playing,
Yusuf Nurkic got bodied and sunned the entire damn series. So,
good knowledge of that series, Jasmine.
oh yeah, I loved that series. I loved the hell out of that series because I love New Orleans. I like the Pelicans. I'm glad that they won the lottery. I hope Anthony Davis stays. He met with David Griffin.
He's
They
not
have
staying.
ongoing discussions. It was healthy discussions in LA. I'm hoping that he stays.
Where's he going?
Who?
If I
AD?
I'm telling you, trade him to the Knicks. Get that 3rd overall pick, so you have Zion and RJ Barrett.
I mean, look, man. Listen, I am a guy who built a title in Cleveland. Boogie's still on the
Boogie,
court.
hey, he got fouled. He's going to the line. Here we go. Boogie's going to get some points on the boards, folks.
They not only was Boogie on the court and I was wrong, they went to him, and he missed a little short shot in the lane, but he did get fouled, so free throws coming for the Boogman. Which
I got
minutes?
my horn ready. I got my horn ready for Boogie. First points of the finals.
Well, this one's going in.
There it is. Boogie scored points. This is a big deal, people.
It is, and it's also like, what were the odds going into the playoffs? Hey, if I told you,
Boogie's back.
By the way, Kevin Durant's not going to play in Game 1 of the finals, and Boogie will. That sucks.
That sucks. And they still more points. 2 points for Boogie. That's all that matters.
Boogie on the board.
So now he can just sit the rest of the series, and he's done something.
Done. And if they win a ring, he contributed 2 points in Game 1.
Oh, he's getting his ring. If they get there, we'll see.
Yeah,
Kawhi on the
how's he
drive.
getting a ring if the
that was
Raptors are winning in 7?
that was my if they win. Not like he's not going to get a ring because he didn't play.
I mean, that's just my.
Ooh, Fred VanVleet. Damn, having a
Sweet.
son did wonders for that man.
Sweet lefty layup by Fred VanVleet. Raptors by 5. 33-28, under 9 minutes to go for the half.
What's Fred VanVleet's contract look like?
Good question.
I'll take him on the Mavericks if he's available.
I believe he has got 1 year left after this year.
How old is he?
Van Fleet?
Yeah.
25?
Was that Jerebko? Jerebko's looking alive after airballing his first attempt and stupidly catching a pass.
Steph getting a nice little chunk here. He's been out for almost 4 minutes. Here's Kawhi on the drive, spinning in the lane. Kick it out.
Swing it.
Van Fleet for 3.
Fred VanVleet's on fire.
So
How is no one else excited?
Almost looks like the Warriors are sort of trying to do the same thing that the Raptors did to Giannis, which is pack the paint when Kawhi drives in.
Yeah.
But he's actually finding his teammates.
Facilitate the ball better.
Boogie for 3.
Oh my God.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. I'm about to go wild if he hits a 3. You have no idea.
Jerebko
I'm
should have
here
been
for
called for an
Boogie
over.
hitting a 3.
Yeah, well, it was online, Jasmine.
Yeah, it was online.
It most definitely was. Oh,
Boogie with the steal, by the way. Here we go.
bad pass by Van Fleet. Layup Quinn Cook. Yes, and
Love
one.
it. Quinn Cook has arrived to the finals, everybody.
Yeah, that was a bad sequence for you there, Freddie Van Fleet. A turnover
As we have a
and then a foul.
timeout, Bacon Grease, I think that's what that says, asks, legit question, will Philly get any additions this offseason? They're finally making a statement right now.
No.
To our resident Philly fan.
You're not worried about additions. You're worried about keeping who you
They
have.
may retain, but I don't. Who are they going to add? Really? I mean,
well, if they lose Jimmy, and then things could look a little bit different. They could, in theory. I don't know. It's been floated out there. Anybody want LeBron James for Ben Simmons? Anybody want to go wild?
LeBron is not getting traded.
That would be the most wild thing to happen ever.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
Ever.
super dramatic. It would make this summer a lot of fun, but I don't think he's getting traded. No. I mean, people forget, though, Philly was one of the, outside of the Lakers, they were potentially the team he was thinking about.
I mean, he never took an interview, but yeah.
The Philly was thinking about that.
Yeah, he was using them as leverage.
They were named as one of the teams that he was.
And then he never met with them.
I believe he
How
did.
disrespectful is that?
No, he did not.
He never met with him.
And
I'm pretty sure that
he
they
told
were
Maverick
one of
Carter
two
to go
teams.
there and be like, nah, son, it's not happening.
you could be right.
They were one of the teams
I'm
mentioned
almost-
for sure. He just never had a meeting with them.
I mean, Magic showed up at 11:59, and then he was a Laker. That's how I remember it.
Me too.
Kawhi.
And then Rob Pelinka came in and told the Kobe Bryant Heath Ledger story. That was a lie.
Ooh. Kawhi double teamed, lost the ball, dove on the floor. They called a foul on Draymond, who's talking with the officials.
He's very
Draymond's
composed. Very composed, Draymond, though. I love it.
I didn't even think it was a foul. No, he fouled him. He fouled him.
Also, in our Drake tracker, he has not left his seat, by the way.
Good job, Drake.
So the NBA definitely
Oh, they talked to him.
said something.
So, Rich Paul met with the
Yeah.
Sixers.
It was either Maverick Carter or Rich Paul, one of those two.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Yeah, told you.
I'd say it counts.
He didn't. LeBron wasn't in the room. Come on, he didn't even fly to Philly.
Free throws coming in for Kawhi, 2 of them. Steph's still sitting here. We're 7 minutes, 7:08 here, as you can see, left in the second quarter. So we've got 5 minutes of rest for Curry.
Playoff career high 17 rebounds in the last game in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Is that good?
Think that's pretty good, Mark. I think it's pretty good. 17 points, 27 rebounds. 17 rebounds, 27 points.
The guy has been absolutely, positively phenomenal.
Out of his mind.
I mean, he has just gotten better and better and better and better.
Points for Kawhi.
And it's just underrated, too, that this is the first year with the team. Normally there's the whole learning curve and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This dude has just dropped himself in there, missed 25% of the games in the regular season, and they're in the NBA Finals, and they beat a Bucks team that was having a phenomenal season, down 2 games to.
I also think it's a unique situation because they're adding in a person. They added in one person, and yeah, they added in Gasol later on in the season, but it's a lot easier to build chemistry when there's just one person you have to add in versus multiple pieces, and when that one person is just dominating your offense. He's kind of dictating it for you.
That's true. I mean,
Sean Livingston with the block.
They gave him the ball and said, we're going to run this through you, and we're going to make this as comfortable as possible. That's all true.
Like there was no, like Kyle Lowry wasn't butthurt because he wasn't the man, even though he never was. Like there was no hierarchy involved. It was just Kawhi comes in, he's the best player.
That's fair.
Bottom
I
line.
mean, LeBron going to Miami, him and D-Wade have
Yeah.
to figure that thing out. That wasn't the case here.
They lose
There's
in
Lowry on the
2011.
drive, strong drive, righty layup, missed it, but a foul. To me, that was vintage Kyle Lowry. You had an easy right-hand layup on the right-hand side, and he somehow twisted himself and
Saying
made it more difficult and missed
He's
it.
making life more difficult for himself.
Yeah, well, he's going to the line either way. So
He's being aggressive. That's what I.
yeah,
Should have been
Be
an and one
aggressive,
Wilson.
man.
I've got integrity in my basketball game.
Yeah, except you don't want to stand down there and take a charge. So I
That's
don't know
true.
how much integrity.
yeah. I
you
don't
got.
know if you can use the word integrity. and then
Integrity is not the word that I would use.
I mean,
You
I'm
don't
also
wanna
not
stand
taking a
down there.
charge, but I'm not.
Apparently, I'm the only. What would be the word that I would use for that? It's not even integrity.
You're the only person on this set that has
Courageous.
any
Courageous. There we go.
I was gonna go grit.
Grit. I like it.
Gritty and courageous.
Gritty and courageous.
You're willing.
Gritty, it me.
You're willing to put your beautiful face on the line to win a
Well,
basketball game.
it's more about I know that I'm not going to be the best person on the floor. I'm more of a JJ Barea. Let me just get down there, fall on the floor, and get a championship ring. So he's been in the league for like 12 years.
Wow. Steph's pass deflected and then trying to go get the basketball. He pushed off and they called it. Rare you'll see that call, but a foul on Curry.
Totally just saw a middle finger on the TV and they switched the camera super quick.
Love it.
Who's the middle
Love
finger?
to
I was
see
a
it.
Raptors fan.
Oh, okay.
I also saw the Raptors fan wearing the a Raptors coat of that shirt that you just got. The TR with the Raptor biting around it. Looks pretty tight.
I hope that shirt
Arrives in
comes before this series is over.
Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause I got some serious heat the rest of the series, my guy.
The Warriors already over the limit here. 5:55 to go in the second quarter. Van Fleet misses the free throw.
Rimming
but
a
this-
free throw. That's not
Having
great.
a kid did not help his free throws. It's all right.
Yeah, well, the game slows down. All you're thinking about is your kid while you're on the line.
So he said that having a kid made him a better basketball player, and he just missed the
that's
second
two.
one.
Your
He's
kid-
thinking of Freddie Jr. way too much. What would becoming a parent? How would that make you better? What would be better? What aspect of life would you be better in if you had a child?
I'd probably be better at getting less sleep because I would have to be.
Is that better?
I would be better at functioning with less
There
sleep
we
because
go.
I would just, you can't survive unless you know how to do that.
I
would
would
you be
I would
better
be
at?
more grounded, Jasmine.
Ew, don't give me that answer. I told you specifically not to
Yeah,
give me that
we
answer.
discussed
Oh my
this.
god.
and I would feel more
I think-
like I would have a greater perspective about the importance of things in life, and I would realize this jump shot is not as important as I once thought it was because I am now a father. And
Everything
it would just
changes.
flow off my fingertips in a way that it never
air
had
ball.
before. And
Richard, if you had a child, if you became a father, what aspect in your life would be better for you?
I'd have someone to be player too eventually when I come to play video games. Yeah.
That is a great
My
answer.
love
girlfriend
it.
doesn't play it too much, so
That wins.
kid.
Klay Thompson for three is good. Warriors back up by 41-40. And
Here's Lowry.
Like right there. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. He had an easy layup, or at least he was going to get a foul there. Mark Gasol with the air ball. That's unfortunate.
oh boy.
Not good.
So,
Not
so here's one big thing here. Draymond was dribbling.
great. Oh, he's out.
That is the
He's
second
out.
time that Marc Gasol has completely stuffed a pass
Wait,
attempt
ooh.
from Steph Curry.
Did they call a foul on that?
jump ball.
Oh, okay. Well, he looked like he walked out.
Steph got
This is the second time Marc Gasol has done this tonight.
Steph got trapped, and Marc Gasol had a big mitt on the ball, and so it's going
That's
to be
a
Getting a jump ball with one hand, that's pretty remarkable.
that's Hall of
Kawhi type stuff.
That's Hall of Fame type. stuff.
Don't know about that.
Mark will jump it up with.
So if Marc Gasol doesn't win this tip,
Then
he's not in the
he's
Hall of Fame.
definitely not in the Hall
He's
of
not
Fame.
in the Hall of
Absolutely
Fame.
not.
I will put that to rest. There we go.
Steph didn't even
He's
try.
a Hall of Fame player.
he did a nice job.
Third ballot Hall of Famer.
Gasol just did a good job knowing exactly where he's going with that tip.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before, Draymond was dribbling, slowed down as
Pascal? Nope.
Kawhi was chasing him.
Yeah.
And Kawhi crashed into him and picked up his second foul. 2 fouls for Kawhi. That is something you need to know, sports fans.
We will monitor that, even though there is 4 minutes left. He's still out there on the floor. Ooh, damn. Draymond just put a mean screen on Fred VanVleet.
All the way to the hole. Steph missed the layup. A lot of contact there. No call. Raptors the rebound. Kawhi to Lowry
Hey,
to Gasol.
easy buckets.
Layup is in. How many threes do you think the
Easy
Raptors have shot
buckets.
so far?
That was almost a turnover by the Warriors because Steph got a little too, I don't know, lackadaisical with the ball and almost let it go out of bounds. Also, the pass in was not great.
Iguodala for 3. No. Rebound to the Raptors. Here comes Kawhi. Kawhi on the drive.
Ooh.
Kawhi in the lane.
Ooh.
Kawhi fading
Hangs.
away. Kawhi
Oof.
missed it. How many threes do you think the Raptors have shot?
12.
Wimbish is cheating.
I didn't even see it. I don't even know where I'm looking.
Okay.
I think it might be
you said
less
12?
than that, actually. Yeah.
I want to say 8.
See, I think they're shooting a 3 every time. They've shot 17. They're
Whoa.
They're 6 for 17. How many?
I thought it felt like a lot, but it wasn't. But it is a lot. Okay.
And how many do you think the Warriors have shot?
So they shot 17. How many have they made?
The Raptors?
Yeah.
6 for 17.
6 for 17. The Warriors have not taken as many threes. I want to say 12. Maybe even 10, 8 or something.
It's amazing how
15.
they're both 6 for 17.
Wow. It's amazing how you watch a game and you're like, oh, that's not that many threes. And you look at them, you're like, holy
Yeah.
mother of God.
I mean, 17 threes. They've shot. How many shots do you think that the Raptors have shot?
How many shots total?
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea.
You said 17 threes?
Yeah.
45.
Double that plus 5.
45.
So 40.
You have 39. You got 39. To double it plus 5, right?
Is that 30? Math, man.
I said 45. What's the answer?
The answer is half their shots have been threes. They're 14 for 34. And the Warriors are 13 for 37. So the Warriors have shot 3 more shots and slightly less than their shots have been threes. But
you're saying a lot of numbers right now.
I zoned out. I'm not even paying attention.
Okay, let me break it down for you
Put
guys.
this in cookie form.
You ready? Every other shot the Raptors have taken to this point is a 3. And that's too many threes.
That's
Go
too many cooks in the kitchen.
to the bucket.
Got it.
Strong to the hole. Get yourself to the foul line.
Yeah, if this was like the mid-2000 basketball. 3, sorry, it's Daryl Morey's fault. He might not know how to construct a basketball team, but he knows how to do analytics. And fortunately, jacking up 40-plus threes a game is how people play today. So we're going to see a lot of that for the rest of the series.
Well, I give credit for Daryl for being a great numbers guy. It'll be very interesting what Daryl's going to do in the offseason with the news coming out today that everybody's on the trading block, including James Harden. Not that they're going to trade him.
Which is so wild to me.
But everyone...
D'Antoni
and Mike D'Antoni
possibly gone.
is going to coach one more year, and he'll be out of there, it sounds like. Big change is coming for Houston. All that's interesting.
Which is crazy because it seems like that coaching and system match and GM match was perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you run it back once more. I saw a tweet.
I mean, him not agreeing to extension talks doesn't mean that he is for sure leaving after this year, but it does imply that he's definitely considering.
I will bet you a large amount of money if we're sitting here at this time next year, Mike D'Antoni is not going to be the coach of the Houston Rockets at that point.
But, like, who do you get? That's the thing that I don't understand. These people, like, these teams are like, oh, we're going to fire a coach and then go and get freaking Jason Kidd.
Well,
like, what the hell?
The Raptors may have given a blueprint to teams with hiring an assistant and promoting them from within.
Sure, but...
Tom Thibodeau to the Rockets. Bring back Tibbs.
Yikes. James Harden would
that wouldn't go well at all.
He would hate that. Are you kidding me?
I don't know about that. He coached him in Team USA.
Sure.
Team USA is way different.
Yeah, he's coached a lot of people
82
in Team
games.
USA. I mean, every year there's a player survey that comes out, and it's one of the questions is, what coach would you not want to play for the most? And Thibodeau is at the top of that list by like a wide margin. People don't like playing for him.
This is the new and improved Tibbs.
Now, unless that survey was answered by Jimmy Butler 30,000 times.
Sounds like Jimmy just stacked the ballot. And whatever. Don't listen to Jimmy.
Bitter, salty.
Speaking of
all true. Kawhi guarded by Clay. Kawhi in the lane. Kawhi banging his way to the hole.
Okay.
Kawhi double teamed, ends up with Siakam. Nice little short hook by Pascal Siakam. All right, Pascal.
And
Raptors by 3.
That's a great move there because I don't want to focus on Milwaukee because obviously they're not playing, but that's something that Giannis needs to do in the offseason is be able to look for the people on the wing. Easy dunk for
Hall of
Iggy.
Famer.
Hall of Famer, 100%. I don't disagree. I just don't think he had a better career than Carmelo Anthony.
Nobody knows what you're talking about because no one would think that Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer other than you.
6-point-something%.
But nobody guarded.
Nobody. When I put that poll out,
people think that Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer.
At least 200 people voted yes.
That Andre Iguodala will be a Hall of Famer.
Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer because he is a Finals MVP. He's won championships. He's a Hall of Famer.
Pascal Siakam for 3, 47, 43.
Oh, Drake's up out of his seat. He's happy.
He's been really timid this game.
Well,
I don't like it.
The NBA sent him
Draymond
a
for
warning.
Iguodala, the Hall of Famer, guarded by
Clay.
Lowry. Somehow he was able to stop the Hall of Famer. Looney in the post,
Guarded by
left,
a Hall of Famer.
guarded by another. Everyone on listen. Everybody on the floor.
Hey.
Everyone on the floor is a Hall of Famer. Kevon Looney with a jumper. That's a rare sight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're Marc Gasol, you feel a little disrespected that Kevin Looney decided to take a jumper on you, and he made it.
I mean, the shot clock
Yikes.
was winding down, but that was still impressive. Lowry in the lane, banging into Steph, kick it out Van Fleet, covered up nicely. Now Siakam, right baseline against
Take
Green.
him.
Banging him into the lane. Lefty layup is
Let's go. Love it. I want to see more of that. See, you got to take Draymond like that because for some reason.
When you have that wiry frame like Pascal, that's a huge win to get a bucket over
Clay.
Draymond.
That was a terrible shot, Clay.
Clay looks out of sync. Steph does not, even though his short shot is missed.
Steph was also trying to lean into a foul.
Rebound Siakam, Van Fleet on the drive for Gasol. Looking around, back to Van Fleet.
Take him. Take Draymond.
Yeah, Van Vliet can't
Raptors
take
showed
Draymond.
okay, a little composure. We don't have anything. Okay, where's Kawhi? There he is. Let's give it to him. Kawhi uses his strength.
Okay.
They're going to call a blocking foul on Steph, and one indeed. Kawhi.
Steph, you should have just slid out of the way. That he would have just made the bucket, and we would have been kept playing.
That was an excellent possession by the Raptors.
But
That was kind of a sleek move by Pascal to almost like make Steph like he almost
Shove him into
shoved
it.
Steph
Yeah.
over, so he has to take the block. I don't know if he intended to do that, but if he did, that was kind of a heads up play.
yeah.
It's amazing. The free throw's good. 7-point lead. It's amazing that I have literally spent the last 5 days thinking that Golden State is going to roll this team, and then really getting into it for the last 3 hours before the game today and thinking about the matchups and just going deep into the numbers and looking at Toronto and thinking they actually have a chance to win, take this series.
Toronto's defense is a lot better than people give it credit for.
That's number one.
They're really good in the playoffs in forcing teams to shoot poorly, both from the field and from beyond the arc. I just thought that the Warriors were going to be too quick and snappy for them to keep up with that. But so far, they've done a good job kind of disrupting those passing lanes a little bit and making things a little bit jumbly on the offensive end for the Warriors, I guess.
They're forcing the Warriors to take pretty bad shots. I mean, Clay's taking some pretty awful shots, and so is
And they're not
so is
getting
Steph.
clean passes off. They're still getting the passes off, but they're
It's getting
really
tipped.
messy.
Yeah.
Well, and, it's super early here. It's a 5-point game, which can evaporate in less than 10 seconds against the Golden State team. But on the positive side for Toronto, Kawhi is 2 for 7. I mean, it ain't like he's playing some great basketball here, and they're winning.
Oh, that was a nice potential. Hey, Raptors get the ball back. So
Iguodala just
good on Lowry for the extra effort there.
He went crashing into the stands to save the basketball and
Over
nearly
Drake.
took out Drake.
Why is Drake wearing an armband like he's about to be like Coach?
I believe
Boogie?
he's covered.
The hell is he doing?
The jersey's one thing, that's funny, but to wear the armband like he's playing, you're not 6 years old.
And then
dude.
to wear the T-shirt underneath the jersey, maybe I don't. Now, I think what you were about to say is I think he's covering up the 2 tattoos
Yeah.
He has Kevin Durant's number and Steph Curry's number tattooed on his damn arm. It says 35, and I think it says sniper underneath it, and I think it says 30 and then splash or something. I can't remember. But it's corny as hell, number one. Number two, I think that it's strategic placement for that, but it's also...
You could have worn a hoodie.
Yeah. He's wearing like a dry fit Nike T-shirt underneath his jersey, which
you
is
can
also
wear
weird.
a jersey over a hoodie. He could have done that.
Yeah, that's a look, but he decided to look
That's a better look than a
goofy.
jersey over a T-shirt, actually.
100%.
Why does he have Kevin Durant's number?
Why does anybody... Dude, I have no idea.
That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea. He has Kevin Durant and Steph Curry's number tattooed on his arm.
Big fan.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it.
Does he like hang out with KD? Are they friends?
He just felt so impassioned by them. I don't know. This was like 2 years ago that he got this tattooed on him too.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's an odd man.
7-point game. Both free throws in. Warriors coming back.
Oh, that was terrifying. I thought we were just going to witness someone dying.
Jesus.
Draymond came flying down the lane.
And he got called for a charge?
Yep, offensive foul on
Oh
Draymond.
my
That's his
goodness,
third.
that was so scary.
3 fouls on Draymond. What'd I say?
Kyle Lowry jumping in,
That's me.
sacrificing
That's
his
me.
life.
That's me, courageous and grit.
It's a good
Look
call.
at Pascal. Pascal
He
went,
said,
I want
"Me,
none of
not
this.
today.
Pascal turned into a fish stick.
He wanted none of the smoke. I appreciate that. So if either of you did that, what Pascal did, I
Oh,
get
that's
it.
me all day long.
But I'm gonna be Kyle Lowry. I'm gonna be out there and yeah.
How many fouls does Draymond have?
Draymond has three
Three
fouls.
fouls.
And he's going out for the final minute.
Well,
This was my key to the game. Get Draymond in foul trouble. Gets him in his own head. He gets pissed off at himself, not at anybody else, but that he has 3 fouls, and now you have your best defender on the bench.
Van Fleet working on Steph. Jerebko is in for Draymond Green. Van Fleet looking for Gasol instead to Kyle Lowry. Back to Van Fleet. Fake the three. Down low. Good choice.
That was good. I like it.
Good choice. Marc Gasol is being guarded by
Mismatch.
Steph. And an easy little 3-foot turnaround goes down. The Raptors by 9.
And back to Draymond, he's not only their best defender, but he's no slouch on offense. He moves the ball around.
Yeah, there's games where he can just get hot in an instant, and at the end of the game, he'll have like 25 points. So he's out of his game on both ends of the floor tonight.
Steph able to get in the lane, gets fouled by Gasol.
Oh my God, Steph looks like a toddler trying to body Mark.
Well,
man.
That's also...
That's a mismatch they need to find, the Raptors do, every single time if they can.
Well, when you set screens with Gasol, you're going to get mismatches, and in that time he got Steph on him.
And that's probably one of the only, him and maybe Clay, the only mismatch for Gasol that they can really find.
Yeah.
I think anyone else can pretty much hold their own for at least a possession.
And I think it's really only Steph, because I think Clay could hold his own against Gasol. So
Steph makes both free throws. 7-point game. See if the Raptors go 2 for 1 here. Lowry on the hard push. Lowry in the lane. Not going to work out. Couldn't get there. Now the Raptors.
I like him looking for it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Always go 2 for 1, baby. Every single time. Now, it's interesting. They did it with Lowry and now with Kawhi. Kyle still on the push. In the lane. Looking for help. Danny Green. Terrible choice. Shooting that three. Went in.
Is it a bad choice if it goes in?
It is not.
No.
It is never a bad choice if it goes in.
It's a 3, too. 10-point game. And Steph gets the ball poked out of bounds with 2.4 left.
They are smothering Steph.
A lot of contact.
Like Brandon said, they're covering him 94 feet. And so far it has worked for them tonight. We'll see what changes the Warriors make in the third quarter to get Steph some more open looks.
And the third quarter is the Warriors' quarter, so we'll see. But that could have been a foul on Gasol.
But, Gasol, that's the third time he's done that tonight. He's poked his hand in there.
Yeah.
He's forced jump balls, turnovers, out-of-bounds plays. He's been
And normally you don't send your biggest guy at their quickest guy.
Yeah, that's...
Kawhi is on pace for 16 points.
Thompson in the lane misses a fairly easy shot to end the first half. Struggling first half for Klay Thompson, who's 4 of 12. And we are at the half, ladies and gentlemen. Raptors by 10, baby.
Yeah.
The NBA Finals are underway, and the Raptors lead by 10.
God.
Carm is feeling good.
Make it stop.
Well, you said you wanted more energy from Carm, so.
I did, but then he only gives me it in 10-second spurts.
You settle down. Kyle Lowry's 1 for 5. Kawhi Leonard is 2 for 7. I'll do the math for you two. That's 3
do
for
it in cookie terms.
That's 3 for 12. The two of them. Okay, that's
how many donuts?
That's not very good. And the Raptors are up by 10. If I told you at the start of the game that, hey, Wilson and Wimbish, W squared, at the half, those two will be 3 for 12.
I'm putting up buckets.
You would have said the Warriors have a 10-point lead. Instead, it's the Raptors by 10. Now, how are we there? Pascal's been great. He's got 12, 5 of 7. Marc Gasol's been very good, 4 of 6 for 14. That leads the way for Toronto. And Danny Green with 8 big points, 3 of 5, 2 of 4 from three-point line. Fred VanVleet's been good, too. He's plus 11, has 7 points, 3 for 4 from the field.
Rockford, Illinois native, Fred VanVleet.
Here's free throw shooting's been incredible. The Raptors are 11 for 13. The Warriors are 13 for 13.
Damn.
That's
That's what you got to do in the finals. You can't be missing free shots. So good for them.
And the Warriors, we talked about 17 three-pointers. That was a while back. They didn't take another one the rest of the half. They end the first half 6 for 17, and Toronto is 8 for 19 from 3. 19 of their 40 shots, so half their shots have come from the three-point line. 17 of the 42 for the Warriors, who are 15 of 42. A lot of numbers here, team, but stay with me. 15 of
damn, is he done?
15 of 42. They're shooting 37% Golden State in the first half. The Raptors are shooting 49.
Okay.
So, now we're done.
And 9 lead changes in the first half.
9 lead changes. Okay, there we go.
The numbers are over. Now what we're going to do is our first trivia.
Ooh,
giveaway.
trivia.
Ding, ding, ding.
Giveaway of the night.
Thanks for joining the
First
chat.
giveaway of the night.
Please subscribe. Thank you for checking us out. We really appreciate it.
We will be giving away this lovely step back mug. It holds a lot of beverages. It's very deep. You can put coffee, you can put whiskey, you can put water, you can put tea, you can put wine.
I personally like to put a nice frosted flake in there with a 2% milk.
2%.
Get your spoon going on.
That was very Wisconsin.
And you're living the dream to start
Some
your
yogurt
day.
and oatmeal.
All right,
Yogurt would be great in there. You, of course, very healthy guy. I got it.
What I do have to say is no purchase necessary. U.S. residents only. You have to be 18 years or older to win this mug. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask a trivia question. You are going to figure what your answer is. You're going to email that answer to nbalive@fansided.com. Do not put your answer in the chat. That's not how you win the game. You email your answer to nbalive@fansided.com. All right. So the question to win this wonderful mug is, where did Kawhi Leonard go to college?
Where did Kawhi Leonard go to college?
I know this one.
Do 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 do. I don't think.
Have you guys seen that Jeopardy guy that's winning like
Again,
every single night?
to win the mug, you got to figure out what your answer is to this question. Where did Kawhi Leonard go to college? And you send us a lovely email.
If you could please include in the answer the mascot for that college, too.
That'd be cool. It's not required, though. Send that email to nbalive@fansided.com. Again, that question is, where did Kawhi Leonard go to college? It's in the chat for you to answer. Figure out what it is. Don't put it in the chat. That's not how you win the game, so don't be pissed if you didn't win, because that's not how you win, because you weren't listening. So, yeah. That's our first giveaway of the night.
I'll give you a hint. The mascot starts with an A. The mascot starts
with an A.
With an A. I'm here for you.
You're being so creepy.
There's your hint.
The mascot with an A. All right. Well, congratulations, by the way, for all those who enter, who compete. We do, unfortunately, we don't have participation trophies, but we appreciate all your participation at the same time.
Again, don't put your answer in the chat. That's not how you win. I've seen 2 people put their answers in the chat. Bruh,
Call
you
them out.
weren't listening. You were not listening. Email us. Send your answer to nbalive@fanside.com. Go on your phone. Open up your email.
Nope.
Do at nbalive@fansided.com. Subject, doesn't matter. Just put your answer in there. Doesn't matter. Put your answer in there, not in the chat. That's not how you win, so don't be mad at me if you don't win.
Good question, Jasmine. Really like it.
Great question.
For somebody, honestly, for someone as prominent as Kawhi, I would say that of the people watching this stream or any whatever coverage of the NBA Finals tonight, if you're watching it standard television, I would say the I would say the percentage of people that know where he went to college is probably 17% at best.
I feel like you're giving out some hints in a way, sort of.
Yes,
which is fine.
It's an obscure college.
I don't think it's obscure. It's not
obscure to me, but that's because I grew up on the West Coast.
It's obscure.
Ooh, more hints.
What conference is it in? Do you even know?
I don't want to give hints.
I don't know the conference.
Honestly,
I
I
know the
don't know.
conference, but again, I grew up over there.
You're telling me that that's not an obscure college? Let's argue about
what conference is it?
I don't know.
I mean, you should
the
know.
The WAC?
No.
Isn't it?
It's Mountain West.
Mountain West, okay. I mean, the Mountain West.
It's
how many schools can you name in the Mountain West? Wilson, go. Mountain West schools.
Well, one, and it's the answer. So.
Yeah. So I mean, there we go.
Sure. Okay, it's obscure. You were right. I was wrong.
Wow.
Oh.
Admission of
takes a man to admit when they're wrong, especially when it's me. Did you see that travel by Klay Thompson on one of his four hoops?
It's funny when they replay travels and they're like, this was a great play.
Well, I'm going to put the two of you against each other again, and we're going to do another little game here.
This is the Twitter game?
This is the Twitter game.
Yes.
This is our second edition of Who Tweeted That? I wish we had a studio audience that would back me up when I say that. We should probably get that in the works.
Who tweeted that?
Yes.
Richard's our studio
Hold on,
audience.
let's do that again. This is our second edition of
Who tweeted that?
There we go.
One more time.
Well, I didn't know I was in the audience. And I was
You're
supposed
the
to say.
audience.
Okay,
I'm the host.
We're doubling as not only the participants,
This is the second
but also
edition of
Who tweeted that?
There we go.
Love it.
It's
Love
kind
it.
of like Ernie's Nito stat of the night. Who tweeted that right now?
Yes.
Not necessarily
I love
right
it.
now.
I like it. I like it. We'll work on it. It's
I
workshopable.
tweeted that. Am I a candidate for who tweeted that?
No, you're not.
players.
I should go through your tweets though. All right,
At
so
the Carm.
all right, so the first tweets, we're gonna pop it up on the screen there for you guys so you can see it. Here's a tweet tweeted in December 2015. I get along with just about all media very well, but the NBA need to tighten up on who gets credentials to the locker room. Who tweeted it?
KD.
No.
Wow,
okay. It's either a Warrior or a Raptor.
And it's either a Warrior on a Raptor. Or
I want a second
they're
guess
on the court.
after Carm makes his first guess.
I get along with just about all the media very well, but the NBA need to tighten up who get credentials. I'm going to say Draymond.
Danny
Yes.
Green. Oh.
Bang, bang,
Mark
bang.
1.
I know my Draymond.
Mark 1, Wilson 0.
Oh.
Second tweet in Who tweeted that?
Who tweeted that?
is
Say it at home one more time.
no, we're
tweet is
good.
hilarious.
We'll work on it later. The second tweet is many people have said it's messed up to dunk on my mom. All I have to say is she was in the paint.
DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
Many people have said it's messed up to dunk on my mom. All I have to say is she was in the paint. Serge Ibaka.
No. The answer is
No, wait.
Oh no. Okay, one more guess. One more guess.
One more round. Who do you got?
Many people have said
Iggy.
it's messed up to dunk on my mom. All I got to say
want
is she was in the
Iguodala?
paint.
I'll go with.
You're never gonna get this.
I'm never gonna get
I
it.
went deep in the bag for this one. Neither of you are gonna get this, and I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevon Looney.
No, it is one Jeremy Lin.
That was deep. That was a deep cut.
Jeremy Lin's got some pretty good tweets. Not gonna lie. All right, third tweet.
Jeremy Lin with the humor.
How many tweets are we doing?
We got two more. All right.
Okay.
Third
So
tweet.
third
and
tweet, fourth tweet. All right, here's the third one.
Who tweeted that?
Thank you, Mark, for pumping me up.
I
Thank
get
you.
the game. You guys.
Thank you.
Wilson, what are you doing?
All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
I'm
It's a-
sorry.
Here we go. Tweeted on the 2nd of December, 2017. It's a Yak and Skills block party. Come join the fun and please bring dessert to share and your own chairs. Sorry, not sorry, Kojo. Humble hustle.
Excuse me.
This is why I threw this in there.
Can we get it one more time?
It's a Yak and Skills block party. Come join the fun and please bring dessert to share and your own chairs.
Serge Ibaka.
No.
I was also going to guess Serge Ibaka.
Both of you are wrong. You want to guess one more time?
Yes. DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
Okay. I am going to go with. I feel good about this. I feel good about it. I like my chances. I like it. Jonas Jerebko.
No. The answer is one Pascal Siakam.
I'm sorry, Pascal. Should have had that. You're my dude.
Last tweet of the night, folks,
Okay.
in the second edition of.
Tweeted that.
There it is. All right. Last one.
EJ's
Some
Nito
little
stat
deep.
of the night.
Before asking someone why they hate you, ask yourself why you even really care.
That's Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka?
Before asking someone why
She
they
says
hate
no if it's wrong right away, so I know that's it.
I didn't say no last time, so.
you, why you even care. I'm gonna go with Kyle Lowry.
It is Serge Ibaka.
Yes, tied up. But that
It's a
was the
tie.
last one, so
That was the last one. It's a tie. I'll have to find another tweet to. Actually, I can find. I have another tweet. I'm just going to read it out loud because Richard doesn't have it.
That's okay. We're all listening. We'll use our ears and not our eyes.
Let's see.
who tweeted that?
All right, on the.
Who he play for? Anybody? Did you guys cry when the last NBA and TNT episode came to a close? Because I did.
It's pretty sad.
No,
All right.
they'll be back next season.
As the tiebreaker for the two of you, I'm not going to put it up on the screen because this is a last-minute addition because the game is tied 1-1 apiece. Tweeted on April 17th, 2015.
We have to guess till the finish. Someone's got to get it.
Someone asked this athlete, "At what point did you ever feel like just giving up?" This athlete answered, "When I was sleeping in parking lots."
When I was Alfonso McKinney.
No. The tweet again is, someone tweeted at this athlete, "At what point did you ever feel like just giving up?" The athlete responded, "When I was sleeping in parking lots."
Norm Powell.
No.
Kyle Lowry.
No.
Sean Livingston.
Nope.
You don't guess quicker. I'm going to keep firing. Quinn Cook.
Nope.
Andre Iguodala. Sean Livingston.
You're capped out.
I already guessed that.
I mean, you guys can keep going because you have to figure out who wins.
Fred VanVleet.
Nope.
Jody Meeks.
No.
Eric Moreland. Malcolm Miller.
No.
Pascal.
Nope.
Draymond Green. Did
Nope.
we say that?
Kevin Durant.
Nope.
Steph Curry.
No.
DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
What in the world?
Andrew Bogut. Jerebko. Quinn Cook.
Norman Powell.
I already said that.
You guys fucking said every
Who
player.
haven't we?
I don't get it. Steve
Patrick
Kerr.
McCaw.
No.
Who? What
What?
team?
He's on the Raptors.
He's a Raptor.
Kawhi. Pascal. Mark. Danny Green.
Mark, hurry up.
Patrick McCaw.
Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka.
We didn't say him?
No.
I think we did.
No,
we
you
definitely
didn't.
did.
You didn't because I would have learned.
We're gonna have to look at the
But
tape.
Wilson won that round. It is now tied at 1-1 because I think Mark won the first edition of
No,
Who
he-
Tweeted
No,
That.
I won the first
Oh,
edition.
what?
Oh, Wilson is up 2-0 in Mark, and
I honestly don't think I consider that a win.
We'll call that a wash because that was just comedic relief for me, honestly.
That's all that matters.
I think we all learned something here. By the way, that was great job. Great job.
I learned that I don't want Jasmyn looking through my tweets.
No, you don't. Let me tell you.
Let us segue to our next halftime topic, which is 3 scenarios that could derail the Warriors. 3 scenarios that could derail the Warriors. Jasmyn, give me a scenario that could derail the unbeatable Golden State Warriors on their quest for a three-peat.
The obvious one is injuries. We've got Kevin Durant out. Iggy did miss, 1 or 2 games in the Western Conference Finals. He always is a little banged up. And DeMarcus Cousins, if he's going to hurt them more than he helps them, if they try and force him out there, and any other unforeseen injuries that just pop up. But the main one, obviously, is Kevin Durant, because, as you can see, they're down 10 right now without KD. If he was in the game, don't think that's the case. So,
fair enough. Next,
scenario number 1.
That is number 1, injuries. Number 2, Josh Wilson. Something that can derail the Golden State Warriors. Halftime entertainment with the Raptors up 10.
I think the Raptors, if their role players step up, then that's going to be huge. Danny Green has already done something, and it's, they're playing well.
The Raptors role players playing greater than the Warriors role players. Role player domination.
Yes.
Which is it has a legit potential to happen, correct? I think we would all agree that the Toronto bench is deeper.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's up by 10 and Kawhi only has 8 points. So
they're okay. I want to interrupt my topic for just a moment here. They're showing Kevin Durant right now on the screen, giving everybody a 5 as he walks off the court, as they come off the court for halftime. And he's got a hoodie on. He's been sitting in the locker room watching the game rather than being out on the bench. Get your ass out on the bench.
I agree.
I mean, if that was LeBron James, they would be killing him for it.
100%.
They'd be saying, you are separating yourself from the team. You are making yourself whatever you want to call
bigger than the team.
Bigger than the team. You got 2 feet already outside the door. This is BS. Kevin Durant is in Toronto, and he is choosing to stay in the locker room like a weirdo and watch the game. Get out on the bench, start waving a towel.
Especially because it's not only about supporting them, but it's also about offering advice that you see visually happening on the court.
Yeah.
Grabbing guys.
And it's not
especially the younger dudes. Like, if you have advice to offer Quinn Cook or Jordan Bell or anybody.
And it's not a team policy, because we've seen DeMarcus Cousins on the bench when he was injured.
Yeah. Like, DeMarcus Cousins has been there forever. I mean, on the bench.
We haven't heard for sure, I don't think, from Steve Kerr or anyone that this is Kevin Durant's decision, but I'm led to believe it is, since we've seen other players on the bench.
I can guarantee you it's definitely his decision. And unless he's doing rehab on the bench, or in the locker room and is on the bike or getting worked out, I completely understand that. But if he's just back there watching the game on a TV, laying on a
foam roller,
foam roller or whatever it is, like, why? Like, get out and support your team, offer some help. They're down 10, like. Especially now, you see them down 10, maybe you should be like, let me get out there on the bench and help them out a little bit here and there.
Maybe he's texting some adjustments that he sees to a coach on the bench.
Well, we don't have who was on the Sixers bench who was texting?
Amir Johnson and Joel Embiid.
We don't have Amir Johnson out here that has a phone on the bench. So ricochet roll for Draymond Green on the free throw.
That was really wild, that phone thing, and that blew over very quickly.
Yeah, everyone made a huge deal out of it for like 10 minutes, and now it's just like, well, phones, it happens. Draymond Green for 2 for 2 at the line. Golden State 51, Toronto 59. As the second half starts, Kyle Lowry bringing the ball up the floor, looking for Marc Gasol. Doesn't get him. Oh, Marc Gasol and Jordan Hill, though, is kind of a mismatch. I get Jordan Bell, is muscular and strong, but he's
Pascal
not that big.
Keeps going at Draymond Green, and he's actually having a lot of success with it, and I love it, because Draymond Green should be putting the clamps on Pascal Siakam.
I mean, he's playing with 3 fouls right now, so he's definitely playing not to get foul number 4.
But this has been happening since the start of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And I don't know if that speaks more about is something wrong with Draymond, or is Pascal just that good and that hard to defend? Because Pascal is just really awkward, all over the place, kind of flip-flops, rolls around out there on offense.
Yeah.
Wow. Unfortunately, well, I guess not, unfortunately. But Skip Bayless has the same take with KD being in the locker room.
Hate to see it.
Skip,
when you got to align yourself with Skip Bayless, that's the darkest of days.
I'm aligned with Skip.
Yikes.
Pascal with another made shot.
Who's had a phenomenal career, by the way, and Skip's an incredibly successful guy. So there's worse things, but yeah. 3-ball from Steph Curry pulls the Raptors within 9, 63-54. This is Steph Curry has been the Warriors' offense. It's been Steph Curry and Steph Curry.
And if you're the Raptors, that's kind of a positive for you because that means you're not letting any of these role players pop off and you're just going to let Steph beat you in this game. That might not work for an entire series, but it's working tonight, and you just need to get one game.
All right, that was a bad possession for Toronto.
That was terrible.
You're going in the post, Marc Gasol against...
Marc Gasol having to
Dirk.
take a Dirk shot
Yeah, he
is
thinks
not
he's
good.
Sorry, only one can do it.
So this is the thing with Toronto, right? When they've been on the cusp in the past, they get tight and they don't play their best basketball. It'll be very interesting to see how much confidence, composure, intelligence the Raptors play with right now on the verge of their first ever finals win and their first ever finals game. Now, on the verge is a little bit stronger. We just got the third quarter underway.
And it's actually interesting because I was about to say, like, a Raptors team that doesn't have a lot of experience has a lot of youth, kind of, in terms of some of their more important pieces. Pascal Siakam definitely hasn't been in this situation. Kyle Lowry, this is his first time. But I was looking for some interesting facts for this. And, I mean, Pascal Siakam was when he was in the G League, he was a finals MVP for the G League. And Fred VanVleet was also on that G League team with him. So they've been on a biggish stage in a championship game. So it's kind of impressive that they went from the G League, won the championship, and are now playing in an NBA Finals game.
That is impressive.
Raptors 905 apparently does a really good job of building up their G League guys.
Yeah.
Pascal just had a wide open dunk.
Drew
was
the foul.
slow to go up.
That was not a foul.
And Andre Iguodala was whistled for a foul.
Should not have called that.
Should not have called it.
No, that's not a foul. The ball's
He
already
just
out of
That
bounds.
was just a missed dunk.
Yeah.
He just missed it.
There was contact, but it was after the ball had already been whiffed off the back of the rim.
Right. Free throws coming for Siakam, who is...
He's having a great third quarter so far.
Yeah.
He's having a great game, period.
I mean, it's good for him that Draymond has 3 fouls, and we'll see what the adjustments Draymond makes in game 2 because he's definitely going to be playing with the don't get in foul trouble in mind. But I think that's kind of one of your game plans if you're Toronto for the entire series.
Was training to be a priest until age 15.
Wow. That's
Old
wild.
Pascal.
In Cameroon.
That's a great profession, being a priest, but I think I'd rather be an NBA basketball player. Just me, personally. Good job, Pascal. All right, Draymond to the hole with the righty layup.
All right, there we go.
Raptors run to
easy
Pascal.
look. Oh!
That was a beauty.
There it is.
Pascal leaping.
That's top 10 plays for sure.
Sports Center top 10 right there.
Pascal caught the ball in the lane, dropped it off to Kawhi.
I want to see that in
Good.
slow motion.
I
Like
am
the
very
NBA slow-mo
happy
cam.
to see Pascal having a huge game because I thought maybe this being the first time he's been to the finals, there might be some bright lights, jitters for him.
Marc Gasol is every middle-aged man playing basketball at the Rec because you have Jordan Bell, the super hyper athletic dude coming in, trying to do a reverse layup, and he not even jumping, just blocked it. And it's just like, nope, stop. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That last possession was the essence of the NBA right now. The Warriors had about 17 open shots, but the defense was able to close in. They zung it around, and then you had a block at the hoop. That was phenomenal defense by Toronto.
Yeah, and phenomenal defense right here, too. He just caused a turnover. 12 Golden State turnovers to Toronto's 6.
You got to be ready to shoot the basketball in the NBA nowadays. That you do not have a lot of time.
Yeah.
There's so much length out there, so much speed. You hesitate for a second.
Kyle Lowry. Just give up the ball. Yeah, you weren't going anywhere with it.
Siakam against Clay.
You're not going to shake him.
Siakam goes by him.
There it is.
Siakam for Gasol. Look at how they cover the court.
They're playing down, and both these last 2 plays were playing down to the shot clock.
It's just phenomenal.
Neither
defense.
team is really able to get anything going.
Draymond was able to strip Danny Green. Warriors run the other way. Miss a 3 in the corner for Clay. Back to Clay on the right side. Another 3 on the way. That one's in. Man, Clay is not shy. He's 5 for 13 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, just firing away.
I mean, third quarter is obviously where the Warriors do their damage, and that could have been the igniter for them because the Raptors are putting up garbage shots right now, and Golden State just needs couple more shots here and there, and all of a sudden they're up 5, 8 points.
Yeah, that's the thing. When the Raptors had
Here's
this
another
10-point
three.
lead at halftime,
Oh, damn.
you
Airball.
kind of look at that 10-point lead, and any other team you think, that's great. But with the Warriors, that can be gone in 2 possessions almost.
Ooh.
Tough drive,
Grown man
Pascal
move.
Siakam.
Huge third quarter.
That was a
for him.
grown man move by Pascal Siakam.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame move.
Steph Curry, hesitation, dribble, and a short shot off the glass is good. That was pretty. This is some good basketball right now. 6-point game in the lane. Kawhi going up strong. Layup.
Wow.
Oh, missed
damn.
it, but a foul. Kawhi look a little sluggish to you guys right now at the start of the third? He does to me.
No, I mean, Kawhi's not the quickest player. He never has been. I just think that's just how he is. And again, he kind of got down there in the paint, and defense kind of collapsed on him. He didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say sluggish. I think he definitely is deferring to some other players, though.
Pacing himself. Ooh. All right, let us bring in our next expert team. This is where we step it up and we bring in our guy Ben Ladner, outstanding writer for the Step Back, as he joins us as we start the third quarter. Ben, I got a feeling that you've been waiting for a minute here because we were supposed to start this right when the third quarter got going. So if that is the case, I apologize as I try to get my listening devices working here. Ben, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Hey.
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Oh, the Jordan and Bob Dylan right behind you. That's a whole nother level there, Ben Ladner. I really
Okay, I've got the setup here.
I appreciate you. Favorite Bob Dylan song of all time before anything else here?
Probably Mr. Tambourine Man. It's just such a astounding work of literature, and not even to mention the musical side of it, just the lyrics of that. I could listen to for days and get new meaning out of every time. So that's probably number one for me. But there are a lot of really good, worthy choices.
What an outstanding answer that was. All right. Good job, Ben Ladner. You're a young man for loving Bob Dylan. I'm impressed. All right, so hey, let's. What are your thoughts here on what we've seen so far? 10-point lead for the Raptors midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, not altogether surprising. I think this is going to be a competitive series, maybe more competitive than a lot of people might think. I picked the Warriors to win in 7, maybe 6, but I do think this goes 6 either way, no matter who wins. I think it'll be tight in most every game. And, it's not surprising to see the energy of the crowd, home court, having, the first finals game in franchise history, seeing the Raptors come out with some energy here. I think they're playing a really smart game. The one thing that stuck out to me there in that first half was they're doing a really good job leaving the right people open for Golden State, whether it's helping off of Sean Livingston, Mark Gasol dropping back and helping cover Steph Curry a little bit, as opposed to stepping all the way out on Draymond Green or Kevon Looney. Just kind of those little help defense, kind of subtleties, while it's the Kawhis, Danny Greens, Kyle Lowry's chasing the scorers around screens, things like that. I think Toronto's help has been really good as far as who to help off of, where to give the help, where to send it from. Steph has gotten free a few times for some open threes. They've got to cut down on that, obviously. But I think by and large they're doing a decent job challenging the Warriors' shots and making them difficult. I thought the first half both starting units got pretty good shot quality. It's just that neither team could really hit much there in the first quarter. I think the other thing too that stands out to me is just the difference in the benches. I think Toronto's bench, vastly outplayed Golden State's in the first half. I think they have better depth just on the whole in this series, and I think we're really seeing this idea that while the Warriors have 2 of the greatest shooters, maybe the 2 greatest shooters of all time on their roster, their lack of shooting beyond those 2 guys, Steph and Clay, really hurt them, I thought, in that first half because of, like I mentioned, you're able to help off of certain guys, you're able to ignore certain guys, and they just didn't really get much from, Livingston, Jerebko, McKinney, those guys in the first half.
Ben, I was reading one of your articles on the Step Back leading up to this series about how Kawhi and his playmaking is really impactful. Can you speak a little bit more to that and what your thoughts were there?
Yeah, I think that might be the single biggest variant in the series, because you kind of know what you're going to get from Kawhi, you know what you're going to get from Steph mostly, know what you're going to get from Draymond. The one skill that Kawhi doesn't have, or at least is a relative weakness of his relative to kind of the other superstars in the league, is the playmaking. I think even a guy like Kevin Durant, who's not the world's greatest passer, but he can at least make reads out of the pick and roll, kind of find the right guys on drive and kicks, find cutters, and kind of keeps his eyes up most of the time. I think Kawhi struggles with that at times, and he's still a great player, obviously, and his one-on-one scoring is so indomitable that sometimes it feels like he doesn't even need a passing game. But I do think, just like I talked about with the Raptors sending help on Steph and Clay and those guys, the Warriors also did a really good job, I thought, shading toward Kawhi, making him see multiple bodies on his drives. And so because of that, I think his ability to spot guys, whether it's kick out passes to shooters, whether it's hitting guys, throwing pocket passes out of the pick and roll, finding cutters, things like that, I think is going to be really important in just sort of opening up Toronto's offense, because those are the things that Golden State wants him to do. Like, if you're making Kawhi give the ball up, that's a win for your defense. And so if he can find the right guys, make the correct reads, and kind of think a little bit more quickly than he typically does with the ball in his hands, I think the Raptors offense is going to be a lot better off. And I thought he did a decent job in the first half. There were a couple times where he saw some traps on the pick and roll and, seemed like he didn't really know where to go with the ball, eventually figured it out. But I think, as the playoffs have progressed, almost game by game, it seems like he's gotten better as a passer in terms of drawing the defense and knowing where that kick-out pass is going to be. We're knowing exactly where the help is going to come from, and credit Golden State for kind of changing that up and making him see different things so he can't really anticipate what's going to happen every time, and they're really making him think. But I think he's handled it fairly well on the whole.
It's interesting that you bring that up, too. In games 5 and 6 in the Bucks series, Kawhi, 9 assists and 7 assists, which he had not done all playoffs long, which was at least part of the reason, and plus 17 rebounds was insane in Game 6. But that's part of the reason why Toronto was able to get through.
Yeah, so moving off Kawhi and going on to KD, who obviously isn't playing tonight, probably won't be playing in Game 2. But, if he does come back for Game 3, it's great that the Raptors are up now, but when KD comes back, that's going to be a huge game changer. How does that alter the Raptors plan going forward?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, Kevin Durant is a huge force to account for a defense. I think the biggest thing it does is it kind of takes away Kawhi's ability to roam and to be, kind of a Swiss Army knife on defense, because we saw in that first half he spent a little bit of time on Steph, spent a little time on Clay, a lot of time on Draymond. And if he can guard Draymond and kind of be that backline help defender, much like Draymond is for the Warriors, not have to worry about that shooting threat and chasing guys around the perimeter all the time, navigating through screens, things like that. If he can kind of play free safety a little bit, I think he's Toronto's best help defender, just as an athlete, and being in passing lanes, has great instincts. If Durant's in the lineup, I think that's an automatic Kawhi matchup. Like, I don't think there's anyone else that Toronto really has that can put on him, unless OG Anunoby somehow comes back and gives them good minutes. So I think that's the biggest thing it does, is it kind of just takes Kawhi Leonard out of that help defense responsibility and puts him squarely on KD, and he's going to have to fight over ball screens, fight over off-ball screens, close out a little bit more forcefully on Durant as a shooter, pay him more mind when he's spotting up and spacing the floor, rather than being able to kind of keep an eye on all the cutters and all the shooters and the screens that Golden State has going on around the action. So really, I think it's, in addition to Durant's one-on-one scoring and just his ability to, put the ball in the basket from all different levels of the floor, just the gravity he has, you're not taking Kawhi Leonard out of the game, but you're kind of you're narrowing, I guess, the options that Toronto has as far as how they deploy him.
Raptors by 9, Ben Ladner. Before you go, Kawhi right now working on Kevon Looney. Pull-up jumper on the way is short, rebound tipped around. But bottom line, what's your prediction for the series? Let's go there.
I think I would lean toward Golden State. I've been really high on Toronto all year. I think the moment they traded for Kawhi, I felt like this was a team that could make the finals. And if certain things broke right, could even win the finals. And I think things did break in their favor with the Durant injury. I mean, that's a huge break for this Raptors team, and it gives them the opportunity that they've been looking for the last 5-6 years, as long as they've had this kind of group together. So I do think they have a chance, and like I said, I think it'll go 6 games no matter who wins. But I think I just trust Golden State. They've been there before, and Steph Curry, I think, is if everyone is playing the way they're able to, I think Steph Curry is the best player in this series. I really like the way they've found a rhythm without Durant in the lineup. If you bring him back, I think that's just one more weapon they have that Toronto can't really deal with. And so, as much as I like Toronto, as much as I've enjoyed this playoff run for them and seeing them all season, and as good as I think they are, again, I think they're capable of winning the whole thing. But when you have to split hairs, I think Golden State is slightly the more talented and more disciplined team.
All right, fair enough, Ben. We'll see you in Game 2, hopefully Sunday night. Raptors by 11. Great stuff, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Ben Ladner. I should have mentioned the Bruce Springsteen on the wall there too. Springsteen,
We're really
Dylan,
checking out his background.
Well, that's an elite young man right there. The knowledge he just dropped, plus Springsteen, Dylan, and And Mike?
Yeah, you can follow Ben Ladner at bladner on Twitter. Read all of his lovely content on fanside.com. Wilson had mentioned a piece that he read of Ben's earlier.
Just dropped the link to that in the chat.
There you go.
And, of course, you can follow _step_back.
Yes.
And the Carm.
And at the Carm.
That's the most important thing. Follow me because, I know all. These are things that...
All-knowing, obviously.
Right. I mean, your life becomes so much better when you dial up at the Carm on Twitter.
On Twitter and the Carm23 on the Instagram.
What's the 23 for?
I don't know. I wonder.
I don't know.
Just a random number you chose?
Great Instagram today. Great commute as I was spending a little peaceful time at the salon getting ready to come over. That's right. I was at the salon. I'm not going
to say what you were doing at the salon, but...
It's fine. No big. I was getting the hair done.
He's getting his hair did.
I got my hair done. I wanted to look
Nails
good.
done, hair did.
I wanted to look good for y'all tonight. Curry's fouled up top. We're going to get... are we over the limit yet here? I think the Warriors are in the bonus, so... free throws are on the way for Steph Curry. I'm feeling good about this game for Toronto, and I also feel like it could slip away at any second, right?
Yeah, both of you are like, Toronto, and I'm like, ugh.
I still think Toronto's going to win this one. I mean, Pascal's going crazy. I feel like Kawhi could pop off at any moment, too. But so could Steph and Clay.
I think we're in for a very good fourth quarter, and I think that if Steph Curry... If he gets his three ball going and he starts hitting them from deep.
That's the thing that's so scary about this team. It just feels like they're kind of just quickly. Lackadaisical. And then fourth quarter comes around and they're like, let's try and win this one, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it was a 10-point game of the half. It's a 7-point game right now, and Toronto wants to take time. Kyle Lowry bringing the ball into the front court.
Toronto hasn't given up the lead, though, yet, right?
They have not. They have not. They were up at 10
since the half started.
It went down to, this is actually, I think, the smallest it's gotten to 7. It was at 8 previously.
So good. So
far,
so good.
There's a lot of basketball still left to be played.
Definitely.
I'm definitely not hearing from any of the Warriors fans in the chat. So where'd you go? Wonder.
Biggest lead for the Warriors tonight really is just 2.
Biggest lead for the Warriors is 2. What was that in the first quarter? Like early?
Yeah. Must have been.
Yeah. I mean, the Raptors have been controlling the entire game. It's pretty impressive. And I mean, both of you said that they were to come out and the atmosphere and home floor and first finals, and it's definitely paid off for them.
And atmosphere is one of those things that we kind of talk about every game, like, home court advantage. But this is that, to me, times 1,000, because this is the country's first time they're in the NBA Finals. The energy from what I saw on social media after they went to the finals was just insane.
Yeah.
So that, to me, was a huge factor for this game. And I think fans are still really excited. I think the Warriors will get used to it and win games 2, 3, and 4. But
I mean, you all saw that video after game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals of just the streets filled with Raptors fans. It looked like they won it was like when Philly won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like it was madness.
And funny fact, there were 0 arrests that night in Toronto.
Good job, Raptors.
That's what I love to see. I love it. Nobody climbing up light poles, crapping in the street.
The police were also probably a little bit,
partying.
Let's talk about
do what you want.
Let's talk about a key word that is used all the time, which is sustainability. And if you look at the numbers now, sustainability. Pascal Siakam, 11 of 13 for 26 points. That would be not sustainable.
Big.
He's not going to shoot.
Not sustainable, but a big game from him in the rest of the series is not out of the question.
He's not going to maintain that?
There's no way that is going
11 of 13, no, but he could do, 7 of 13 for sure in any given night this
but
series.
That's right. But he's got just pointing out as to how we got here with the Raptors up 7, 26 points on 11 of 13. This could be the game of the series for Pascal Siakam. However, also not sustainable, Kawhi Leonard, 3 for 10, 1 of 3 from 3. Kyle Lowry, he can go in these funks, but let's just say that he's not going to be as bad as 1 for 6, 0 for 3 from 3. So it's great that Pascal's playing great, but I think even better for Toronto is that Kawhi and Lowry are giving very little right now, and they're winning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good for them in this game, but it also, going forward, if Kawhi goes off and Kyle Lowry doesn't, if Kawhi puts up 40, he's not going to win that game by himself.
Sure.
So it's still, if they can get all 3 of those guys on the same page for the entire series, that would be, one, just amazing basketball to watch, but also give them a really good chance at winning the series.
Here's what I do like if I'm a Raptors fan. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, 50% from beyond the arc, and you're still winning.
That's another one. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. Like, Steph has been pretty good. He's got 24 points. He's 4 of 8 from 3. A pretty good performance. Klay has been a little bit up and down, but he's come back around now, and he's 6 for 14 too. So to your point, I mean, those guys are playing well. Hey, where's this offense going to come from? I'm sorry, I just repeated you. But where's the offense going to come from? Is Andre Iguodala going to take off? I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, no.
You know, he's 1 for 5 tonight.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I just want to interrupt you to say the new centrist said, "Spit these facts, middle guy." That's you. You're middle guy.
Okay, I got you, new centrist. I'm just here's Fred VanVleet for 3. Rim it, no good.
That was an aggressive rebound though by
Alfonso McKinney.
Yeah.
Who I love, Chicago guy, good dude. Spin move by Draymond, off to Livingston, layup is in, 5-point game.
That looks like Warriors basketball right there, by the way.
Yeah, those
Fast-paced, quick,
looks
boom,
to guys
boom.
driving into the lane.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite basketball passes.
I mean, the other thing is the Warriors are devastating on a fast break, and they haven't gotten a lot of those opportunities. I don't know what the rebounding numbers are like, but I mean, it's basically been all half-court offense for them.
Kawhi for 3. McKinney overplayed him there. Kawhi let him go by, got the pass, nailed a 3 from the left wing, up by 8.
Sean Livingston not paying attention.
That was a great pass by Draymond.
It was.
And Sean Livingston was not expecting the basketball. Ball goes out of bounds. That's a turnover.
Keep your head on a swivel. This is the finals. Sean Livingston, you should know that more than anybody. You're a vet. You've been here.
Serge Ibaka, do me a favor. If I'm
Never do that.
never pump fake and shoot a contested 3 the rest of the series.
I don't know if that was a foul. I think Steph was looking for a foul, but
I think he got his arm.
he's frailly like, so we got to give it to him.
Couple free throws coming for Steph. 2:17 to go in the third quarter. Always something to watch at this juncture. When do you get your guys off the court? Will Nick Nurse get Kawhi right now?
No, I think, honestly, you got to leave Kawhi in because, like we said, the Warriors have the tendency to just turn on and game over. I think you keep him on as long as possible.
I would let the clock
back, by the way.
trickle down to maybe a minute or so left, pull him off at that point. Then he gets the minute of gameplay plus everything in between the third and fourth quarter, and then put him back in, and he's probably going to have to play the entire fourth quarter.
I also want to give a shout-out. Brian Smith just said he got his hoodie that he won a couple weeks ago on our live stream.
Congrats,
nice.
Brian.
So congratulations to that, Brian.
That's what we do, man. We're not one of those fluky websites where you win something you never get it. We send the stuff out.
Within a week, I won something, and it took like a month and a half to get here. I forgot about it completely.
I also want to announce our winner for the mug. The winner is Irvin S. That is our winner for our step back mug. So congratulations, Irvin. We will be in contact with you to receive your free mug.
Irvin.
That's enough of that.
Mug for Irvin.
And back to the game.
But that's what you get. Not only do you get a mug, but we chant your name. We cheer for you. That's the level that we go.
We didn't even promise that.
Ooh.
We didn't. It was just spontaneous. Maybe we'll put your name in a song. Maybe we'll write a song about it.
Kawhi just got fouled, little jab step and went up on McKinney. McKinney got him on the arm. Kawhi looks exhausted to me. I would get him off the court. Give him a little breather. That's a good call.
Kawhi kind of always looks exhausted, though.
Yeah, he's always like that. That's just his demeanor. He's probably just
If
tired.
you always look exhausted, they never know when you're actually not
exactly.
exhausted.
If I was a professional basketball player, everything would be reversed.
Because we always talk about
psychology.
like LeBron when the first time he ever put his hands on his knees. If he had done that his entire career, no one would have realized that him putting his hands on his knees was out of character.
That is very true.
Missed the free throw. Does that speak to exhaustion?
He's missed a lot of shots this game. He's had quite the off game.
Second free throw is
in. I mean, he's missed a bunch of free throws, hasn't he?
83-76. Kawhi on the game from the line is 6 for 7.
Okay, that was his first missed free throw. I was mistaken.
You, sir, are so involved in the game that you're also like seeing your own game.
We haven't talked about it enough. I mean, we kind of have in passing.
Alfonso McKinney for 3 from the right corner.
Did you think you'd ever say that in the finals?
He's been playing great basketball all playoffs long.
I'm just saying, like, this is crazy that where he's come from to playing in a finals and hitting a 3 in the third quarter of the first game of the finals is crazy.
It looked like Kawhi traveled, but they're going to get a foul on Kevon Looney, who's looking around. I'll give you another good word, incredulously.
Incredulous.
That is a great word.
What was I going to mention? Oh, You know, the Raptors are up. They're doing really
That was a
really
late whistle,
well.
too.
And there's only a minute left in the third quarter. They could, you know,
It's
hold court and win this game. And Drake's over there just very, very tame and kind of very reserved. It's very interesting to see.
First free throw by Kawhi is in. Well, you know, it's game one. He doesn't. I mean, I also think like Drake's energy level was so high.
It was so aggressive.
Is that the difference maker?
I mean, I think he's just he got a lot of attention. Maybe just that, you know, even though he wore the Del Curry jersey to the game, so he's not exactly not looking for attention, but maybe just.
Yeah, like he's just chilling over there, and I'm very surprised. Like he's not like every time the Raptors get a bucket, he's not just jumping up and down. Like this is the first time your team has ever been in this position.
Oh, Kawhi poked it away from Draymond,
that's just
but
good defense.
It ended up in, that was pure luck for Golden State. It ended up in Looney's hands, who got a short shot to go down back to a 4-point game.
Oh, that was a terrible pass.
Yeah, it was
Totally
lobbed up there.
telegraphed it.
But
I mean,
Raptors do keep it. Kawhi the basketball, working on Looney.
I mean, guys in the NBA telegraph their passes all the time. It's just dudes don't play in the passing lanes, which is my least favorite thing about the NBA. There'd be so many more steals if people were more aggressive.
Oh, man. Kawhi with a lot of attention. And finally, a good
You
pass.
should have passed it once more.
Oh, and a 3-ball out of nowhere for Patrick McCaw.
Oh, Patrick McCaw,
and that
former
kind
Warrior
of
who turned down a deal by the Warriors
that
to leave.
really speaks to what Ben was saying about Kawhi and how he's going to attract a lot of attention in this series. And if he can get other guys good looks because of that, then that might be a huge difference maker for them.
He didn't do that one very.
He got kind of lucky there.
Yeah, I mean,
Another terrible
he
pass,
made
by
two
the
bad
way.
passes. The ball ended up back to him, but the last one was a nice pass. Serge.
That was about 15 steps.
Oh my God.
Serge Ibaka with a turnover. Warriors throw up a 60-footer. We are at the half. I mean, we were into the fourth quarter.
The Raptors, they did not let Golden State get off one of their typical third quarter performances.
It looked
that's
like
a huge
for a
deal.
second Golden State was
Yeah.
going to pull away
Yeah.
and get close and take the lead, but the Raptors held their own.
I mean, 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter. That's a big deal.
That's
They-
far
they
more.
were up
Some
10,
people were not
so-
giving them even close to that.
They shaved off 3 points, but that's it. All right.
No, it's final quarter of the game. We'll see. I mean, like you said, if Kawhi is exhausted and it's not just he's playing us, that could prove to be huge because it doesn't look like the Warriors are gassed. They look still like they're reserving a lot of energy in the tank to just have a huge fourth quarter.
Right, because
which could be
we've
their game
spoken
plan.
about Kawhi and how he's not been all that impactful this game, but he still has 18 points, so he's doing something.
And he's got 6 rebounds, and he's got 3 assists, and he's got a steal. He's only turned it over once. He's also gotten in the foul line.
Even on an off night, he's still incredibly impactful.
He's played 33 minutes so far, so if he played the whole fourth, that'd be 45. That is too much. You got to get him a couple minutes here. Yeah, I'm just telling you,
I
got to.
think you start him out in the fourth quarter on the bench for a couple minutes, and then you put him in for the rest of the quarter at like, I don't know, 7-minute mark.
I mean, you buy as much time as you can. Yeah. It's gonna be tough. You start them out in the fourth, they hit a 3 and then hit another bucket. It's a 2 or 3 point game. But I think you got to get them a little time off the court.
Pascal Siakam, huge game so far.
Same thing with Pascal.
He's taking it to everybody, and it's not just Draymond. Clay, like he's finding his shot and he's making it. It's crazy.
Some nice Euro steps for Pascal as we're watching the highlights here.
Who would you guys guess is winning the bench points battle?
Well, because you asked that, I feel like it's the Warriors because I feel like it's a trick question.
It is true.
Yeah.
The Warriors
you need to frame that differently.
I mean, just looking
26 points from the bench for the Warriors, 16 from the Raptors, which is not really what I thought.
Well, the Raptors have only played 4 players off the bench. The Warriors have played 6. The Raptors, but the Raptors off the bench. Fred VanVleet is +9. He's got 7 points. But everybody off that Warriors bench, for the most part, with the exception of Kevon Looney, has a plus number. McKinney's +3. Even Boogie in his 4 minutes, we haven't seen him in the second half, is +2. I guess that doesn't really count. But
how many minutes has he played total? Because 4?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. And he's probably, do we think he plays in the fourth quarter? For some fringe minutes here?
I mean, if I'm Toronto, I got my fingers crossed.
He plays.
Get Boogie out.
Put him out there now.
I wouldn't play him myself, but
I don't know. First game, you're already losing. Maybe
again, a wild card. You throw him out there, see if it works.
It's a 7-point game. I mean, they don't look at that like they're losing.
I mean, but Draymond's in foul trouble. That's why I thought, when Draymond got into foul trouble, I thought Steve Kerr was going to be like, all right, Boogie, go out there and play some hard-nosed defense against Siakam. And that has not been the case.
Draymond's on the verge of a triple-double. He's got 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists.
With how many fouls?
But he's 2 for 7, and he's got 4 fouls. And he's also got 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
Now, some of those turnovers weren't his fault, particularly the pass to Sean Livingston, who wasn't paying attention. But
he'd take the good with the bad, but he's had a good game.
Jordan Bell started. He's played 12 minutes. If you've been watching the chant the whole time, you know that Josh Wilson said, don't worry about who's starting. It's about the minutes they're on the court, and he's played 12. I don't think we'll see Jordan Bell again tonight. I would expect center-wise in the fourth quarter, you're going to see Looney or you'll see Draymond playing center. That would be my guess.
And I expect the Raptors to expose that and attack Draymond and try and get that 5th foul so that he's out until the last 3 minutes of the game.
They've done a good job with that all game long.
Start of the fourth, Siakam is out there.
Boogie?
That is Boogie. Fred VanVleet.
Yes!
VanVleet in the lane gets fouled, and free throws coming. That's a great start to this fourth quarter for the Raptors. Quinn Cook picking up the foul. Cook, Jerebko, Boogie, Livingston, and am I missing? I'm assuming I'm not seeing Clay. This is a great. Yeah, it's Clay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a huge stretch right here for the Raptors. You got Steph out of the game. You've got a makeshift Warriors lineup. Boogie hasn't played in 2 months. And now, granted, you don't have Kawhi out there, but
this is the perfect time, I think, to rest Kawhi.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about, I guess you're just only concerned about Clay, and that's not that big of a deal. Nobody else in this.
Sean Livingston's had an okay game.
Yeah, but I'm not too.
He's not going to kill you.
Yeah,
but
he's not going to kill you, and if he does, and you just sub Kawhi back in, it probably fixes that.
Where are you going, Livingston? Nowhere. They go to Boogie. Nice pass by Boogie down to Clay, and that's he missed the layup. The Raptors just got lucky. That wasn't an and one. That was an easy layup that Clay's going to make 9 times out of 10. But he'll shoot 2.
Yes, he will. Klay Thompson going into free agency this summer. What percentage chance do you think he leaves the Warriors?
0.
0. Not even like a 1%?
I don't think there's even a 1% chance. I really don't. He's going to get that max deal, and he's going to stay right there. They love him. Him and the owner love each other. Do you guys think is there any chance he's going to leave?
Not a big chance, no.
No, I don't. But looking at the Vegas books, second option, obviously the first option is the Warriors by landslide. Second option,
Lakers.
Lakers, third Clippers. So definitely Clay's not leaving the state of California.
I just can't see him doing either the Lakers or the Clippers.
Yeah.
I don't think he would want to play with LeBron. And I just can't see the Clippers for whatever reason.
He would be, I feel like he'd be the guy on that team. Kawhi Leonard, for what it's worth, his odds are Raptors are number 1 for start of next season, and then it's Clippers and then Lakers.
What's the percent they have at? Oh, God, Patrick McCaw just shot the ball and hit the underside of the backboard. It'll be out of bounds. Patrick McCaw weighs, 6'5", 140 pounds?
Something. Like soaking
6'5", 140 pounds?
I mean, he's not. I mean, does he weigh 200 pounds? I bet he doesn't.
No, probably like
180.
Yeah, 180, 190. No, more than that. I think
he's thinner than you, Wilson.
For your answer, the Kawhi Raptors are minus 150, Clippers plus 150.
Okay.
So.
Jerebko for 3 and it's in. That's a big shot right there. 4-point game.
What'd you say for his weight? Your actual guess?
I'd say 190.
185.
Yeah. Here's Lowry's pass deflected, loose, ball on the floor. Warriors the steal. Livingston, Cook, throw it down for Boogie. Stripped.
That's a foul.
Oh, but a foul on Kyle Lowry. That's a tough call right there. That would look pretty clean.
Yeah.
Free throws coming from Boogie.
These backups are getting it done for them. They're closing on the lead.
Yep, 7-point
I
game.
imagine Kawhi's going to come in real quick right here because
it's a good pass by Quinn Cook.
They can't have him not on the floor.
Oh, I think he
got a foul.
Yeah, he got his arm. Let's see. No, Kawhi's still on the bench. He's not moving. So.
Well, we're a minute and 22 seconds in here. I think they'd like to get him at least to the 9-minute mark. This one is going to second free throw, no good. So Boogie 1 of 2, 3-point game, 1 possession game here, team. Fourth quarter basketball in game 1 of the 92 NBA Finals. Make that the 2019 NBA Finals.
Nobody's moving on either bench, so no subs coming in as of yet. Warriors still rolling with these.
Next dead ball, I bet you we'll get
Bench
some
unit.
movement. Van Fleet bangs into Jerebko. Fluke shot in off the glass. Fred Van Fleet like
Love
a
to
little
see it.
bulldog.
And
That is a
up from the
great
bench,
comparison
here
for him.
comes Kawhi walking to the scores table.
Yep. I know my minutes here. So he stole almost 2 minutes. Shot rejected out of bounds. Kawhi's going to come back in at the 10:09 mark.
Damn, Jerebko really.
Oh, that was a tough shot by
Yeah.
Van Fleet.
Jerebko did all he could in that too. That was a good shot he got off.
Kawhi back out there. Down low Boogie. Outside Cook. Open three. Nope. Rebound.
Oh, God, I thought he
Lowry
was
able
gonna
to come
get
down
that.
with it. Long
Jeez.
down court pass. Siakam. Layup
Easy.
is in. And just like that, the Raptors back up
There we
7.
go.
Wow.
That Kawhi factor.
He subbed in for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And now the Warriors will take times. This is like
And he has ripple effects, and you can kind of see it like
Yeah,
on that
I mean,
play
when
alone.
he's not on the floor, there's not a leader out there. And
Yeah.
although he's not a vocal leader, which I don't think is the only way you have to lead, he definitely makes a huge difference when he's on the floor versus when he's not. Like, Kyle Lowry's not out there making as big of an impact as when he's on the floor with
Right.
Kawhi.
I think Kawhi coming to Toronto honestly was exactly what Kyle Lowry's career needed. Because I think Kyle Lowry
doubt.
and DeMar DeRozan sort of, as we were talking about earlier, the codependence thing, they
Yeah.
were kind of tasked with being the
defer to each
leaders
other.
in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's just not who Kyle Lowry is.
Yeah.
He's a good player, but he's kind of a second option, and he operates better in that second option role.
And I think it's probably been good for him. Like, I don't know
You think?
anything about his, like...
Behind Pascal?
I mean, yeah, I think.
I think I'd still call him second option on most nights.
I'm saying that in an ideal scenario, he's the third option. Pascal
I
might
could go
not
either way.
Pascal might not quite be there yet, but I think if you're really going to win a title with Kyle Lowry, he's got.
I could go either way. I think Kyle Lowry gets a lot of hate that's kind of unnecessary, and I think he's better than a third option.
Well, I think that
But-
it's like Kawhi being in Toronto has taken off a lot of stress off of his back because I feel like you were saying
Definitely.
with DeMar in Toronto, even though DeMar was the better player, it was still Kyle Lowry's team. He's been there longer.
Yeah.
It's Toronto's kind of adopted him, but now that Kawhi's there, he's able to kind of like shift away into the shadows
Yeah.
and it doesn't need to
And
fill that role.
isn't it-
Because that's not who he is.
So you were kind of just talking about it with, and we've said this on the streams before, Kawhi being a leader without saying much.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about earlier, LeBron and D-Wade, their whole first season figuring things out, and them having, like D-Wade literally having to pass the torch almost verbally to
Mm-hmm.
LeBron. Like Kawhi just comes in, and because he's a leader without even saying it,
Mm-hmm.
just by the way he carries himself and the way he plays, you know right away he's the first option.
I mean, I think the situation is also different though because D Wade he won that team a championship. Like he was the Miami Heat.
I
Like,
wouldn't say
Kyle Lowry
he didn't win it single-handedly though. That was a huge him and Shaq and
Sure, but it's Wade County. Like what he means to Miami is far greater than what Kyle Lowry meant to Toronto. He hasn't been able to get them to a
I
finals.
think it's greater than what Lowry meant to Toronto, but I think he meant a lot to Toronto, and I think it's definitely
Okay, well then let's look at it at this level. D Wade and LeBron, the level like Kyle Lowry's not Dwayne Wade. It's not like it's like Dwayne Wade had to give that up because Dwayne Wade is an amazing player and could easily be a first option. Kyle Lowry cannot be a first
It's
option.
just interesting to me that Kawhi came in and was the leader without saying anything, and with LeBron there had to be this whole big there's this passing of the torch. Like
I mean,
It took Dwayne Wade a second to realize that. It took them losing to the Dallas Mavericks for him to realize, I need to step back
So-
yeah,
and
because
let
he was in his prime. He's A1. He's that team, and Kyle Lowry is not that.
Right. He needed to see them lose and realize this is our path to winning is me ceding more space
Mm-hmm.
to LeBron, lifting him up, allowing him to lift the rest of us up, which is exactly what happened the next 2 years. To Kyle Lowry's credit, I mean, he realized right away, this dude's the bomb,
Yeah.
and I better fall in line because look, first of all, if he's not going to be put in that position, who knows if he's going to stay here, and then where the hell are we if that dude leaves? So, and I mean, Kawhi is just that much better than him. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not close.
And I mean, DeMar and Kyle were like best friends, like super connected. And I feel like they were just super buddy, way too nice with each other and not like pushing each other. And maybe they were, maybe I just don't know that. But it's just completely different.
All right, back to live action. Fourth quarter. Ooh, nice cut by Blessed by Clay, missed the layup.
Boogie's still out there, also laboring.
Oh boy, 3-ball for Lowry, no good. Not a good shot.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I
was just talking Kyle Lowry up. Don't do this to me.
He disappoints you.
He does dumb shit all the time.
He does. It's unfortunate. Ooh, nice
That was a
behind,
great pass.
no look pass, Draymond. Oh, it doesn't work out for them.
They're
Raptors
really
down.
not finishing well at the rim.
There's a lot of length down there, man. That was not. I mean, he's right there, but it was not an easy finish. And the ball is moving and zinging. There's just so much.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of traffic.
You're right about that length. That makes kind of everything you do a little bit harder. There's a certain percentage that everything becomes just a bit more difficult.
Oh God, Siakam's out of his skull tonight. He's now 13 of 15.
If he plays like this,
he's not going to play
for
like
a whole series, man.
Yeah, but if he even plays like half of this,
30 points, 7 rebounds, like that's insane. Okay, do we think he's gonna
Yep, they called it. Boogie running over Kyle Lowry, offensive
Kyle
foul.
Lowry taking the charge again.
Courageous grit, Kyle Lowry. Do we think that Pascal's gonna get 40? Because he's got 30. I'm gonna ask this every time someone gets 30 points. Ooh.
I mean, Pascal just ran into the lane. It was like that's not a shot.
And he didn't even have like a good look at the basket. He just kind of hero shotted that up there.
Big Ben Wallace just asked us, who is the better player between Clay and Draymond?
Between Clay and Draymond?
It's Clay.
I don't know.
Clay's a better two-way player.
My instinctual...
Really? Draymond's a phenomenal defender,
too. Clay's... What? No. Clay's offense is far better than Draymond's, and Clay is not a
I think
trash
Draymond
defender.
is far more well-rounded on offense than Clay.
Draymond's a very good defender. Draymond's a better facilitator. Clay's just a phenomenal shooter. I don't know. They're both.
That's a good question.
They're both Hall of Fame players.
Sure, I disagree.
If you,
I'm gonna pull that one.
Draymond's one of the most unique players in the history of the league. I mean, how many guys have ever played like him? To me, like he's not the scorer that Charles Barkley was, but like that big of a dude grabbing rebounds and pushing the ball and being able to see the court. He sees the court way better than Barkley did.
Yeah, I mean, look, Draymond is obviously the better defender, but Klay Thompson's offense is ridiculous. Like, obviously, he's not Steph Curry. He's one of the best shooters
ever
in NBA history. That to me is just like, I'm sorry, there's not a competition. Draymond's not. Is he the best at anything in NBA history?
He's one of the most unique players.
One of the most unique players. Okay, I'm still taking Klay.
I mean, in Game 7 in the NBA Finals, they lost to the Cavs. He had, what do you have, 32 and 15? I mean, he played. He's in some of the biggest games in the history of this franchise. He's played huge.
Yeah, and it's also because he's the third option on the team. Teams aren't concerned about. They're going to let Draymond go off. They're not going to let Klay and Steph go off because if Klay gets one shot, it takes one. He's very much like Ray Allen. All you got to hit is 1-3, and you're going to go off.
That's fair, but there's also a lot. I mean, Draymond passes up a lot of shots to get Klay shots too.
Because Klay is going to make them. He has his shots are going to hit at a higher percentage than Draymond's. Draymond shooting a three literally last year or 2 years ago was like cringeworthy. It still kind of is. Like, he's a great defender, and I'm not taking anything away from his game, and he's phenomenal, and he's, again, one of the most unique players we've ever seen, but I don't think that he's better than Klay Thompson.
I mean, they're just totally different. Two totally different players. Thank you, Serge Ibaka for jumper. Rimit, no good. Serge, what are you doing?
Why are we giving Serge Ibaka deep twos?
Just don't shoot contested shots with 15 seconds left on the
Take
shot
the extra
clock.
pass.
Up by 9 rather, 97-88. We haven't gotten a lot of Nick Nurse in Game 1. I need more Nick Nurse.
I'm okay with the amount of Nick Nurse we've gotten. In
His suits have also gotten weaker the further the postseason has gone
Never
on.
noticed them. They all just look like black suits.
I like disgruntled Nick Nurse. It entertains me.
I'm just glad I don't have to look at Mike Budenholzer's face
He
anymore.
wore crazy suits during the regular season.
Steph for three.
And-
Nope.
Oof.
Rebound Marc Gasol.
He did this.
Huh, I don't remember
wow,
that. Was that for like a Sager night or something? Maybe that's
Danny
why.
Green,
believe it
wide
was.
open three is in.
Oh. Danny Green in the first quarter, Danny Green in the fourth quarter.
Raptors by 12, borderline pulling away here.
Damn, I wish we were at work tomorrow so we could ask Hunter how he's feeling.
I bet he's watching right now. Perhaps he'll weigh in on the chat. He's not. I can tell you this much.
He's been very quiet in the chat. I have seen him, I think, once.
I don't think.
All I know is every Warriors fan, I'd sweep 4 games. Doesn't matter if KD's playing. And I mean, I picked the Warriors to win this game. There's still a lot of time left, 7.5 minutes, but I just don't appreciate the lack of respect Warriors fans are showing Raptors.
I told him last thing I said to him today was that the Raptors were going to win tonight. So
what did he say?
he told me that the rest thing is baloney. Like that because I was saying the Warriors are rusty, need to get back in a groove. He said it'll take 1/2 maximum for them to get back in their groove. So
it's taken 3.5 quarters so far.
I'll tell you what we're learning right now, in my opinion. For the Warriors could use themselves some Kevin Durant.
Yep. And for every clown on Twitter that has said the Warriors are better without Kevin Durant, delete your Twitter account.
Nah.
It's a terrible take. That ain't it.
Yeah, they've lost 1 game in the finals last couple of years. Why? Because they have Kevin Durant. Yeah. Now, they might have won those
now
finals.
Now you're like, when is KD coming back?
We need KD. Who's going to guard Kawhi? Who's going to score for us?
Yep.
We've got 88 points with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's normally not us.
Hate to see it. No, you don't. NBA fans are loving this right now. I wish I could just scroll through Twitter endlessly right now and just see what people are. I mean, people are probably like, well, the Raptors might win this in 6, which is also a ludicrous take. But
well, I don't tend to agree with my man Josh David Wilson here that the Warriors are just going to roll in games 2, 3, and 4. And I know tonight's not over yet either. Better player Draymond Clay is up there by Josh Wilson.
What's the
early going? It's Clay.
By how much?
72%.
How many people have voted?
25 votes. Not bad in 5 minutes.
Bob Klein asks, is KD going to the Knicks? With 3 question marks.
I think the answer to that is going to prove out to be yes.
KD going to the Knicks? I mean, he's already in the locker room. He's probably planning his summer travels. So
I think he's completely out of his freaking mind that he's going to go play in New York. Do you know who you are at all? That's the last place you should go.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. That's why he's Kevin Durant.
Talk about a lack of self-awareness.
Yes, he has such a lack of self-awareness.
Go play for Memphis. That would be a better choice for you. I'm just saying.
Oh, I was saying, whoa.
Go play for the
Timberwolves.
Go play for the Timberwolves. That'd be a perfect spot for you. Lead Cat and Wiggins to a title.
He should go to the Thunder.
That would be I think that'd be a great spot.
Who says you can't go home again?
Go back to the Thunder. Play with Paul George. Play with Russell Westbrook and win the damn thing. That'd be amazing. I'd love it. That'd be my number 1 pick.
I would love it just so people could stop shitting on Russ because I hate all the Russ slander. So that's just
Russ brings some of that on himself.
Russ is living his lovely life with his cornrows, playing blackjack and stealing money.
He has cornrows right now. I did not see that.
He's got the D Wade. There's a fly around here. He's got the D Wade haircut right now for his summer hair.
I need to see this.
He beat Tiger in a game of poker recently.
It's not coming up on Google Images.
Go to his Instagram. But yes, Russ is just living his life. I like it. It'll be interesting to see what OKC does. I mean, they can't do much of anything unless they trade Steven Adams, similar to Houston trying to get rid of those awful contracts they have.
Oh, those are some D-Wade cornrows. That was a great way to describe it.
They're putting a stat on the
screen.
He's
got 4 cornrows.
Since 4:57 left, the Warriors are 13 for 33 in the second quarter. That's the last time that Pascal Siakam missed a shot. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Warriors are 13 for 33. Siakam is 11 for 11. That's crazy. Dunk for Golden State off a nice feed. Kevon Looney getting to the hole. 10-point game.
Do we think that Golden State comes back?
I mean, you never...
I'm sticking with my initial prediction.
Okay.
Can't write them off.
You cannot write them off, but I'm
Do you want to stick with
sticking
your
to my
initial
guns.
prediction as well?
More importantly, are you sticking with Raptors for the series?
I am rolling Toronto all the way. Raptors at 7, baby.
So you both still think Toronto's going to win this game?
Yes.
Okay. I still think Golden State has a chance.
Wow. Well, they definitely have a chance.
Yeah.
That is true. Kawhi up top. Kawhi guarded by Iguodala. Gasol sets a screen. Kawhi loses it. Iguodala breakaway. Iguodala dunk.
And this is the beginning of the end.
Wimbish feels good. Jasmyn feeling it. Down 8. There's Hubie Brown, 85 years old, still doing it on the radio.
He looks confused.
I love Hubie.
Does he ever know where he is?
Hubie, no, hold on.
I'm kidding. Hubie's with it. Sometimes he says some things that are just not at all accurate, though.
Very rare. Hubie
very rare
is the man. I love him.
He is the man. I've
one of the great
grown up listening to him on these ABC broadcasts. So
3 things. First, the post up. Then the liftoff, and then the follow-through. Hubie. 3 things. Number 1, the dribble. Then the step back. And now the shot. Wow, Kawhi in the face of Kevon Looney to put the Raptors up 11.
That was a good Hubie Brown impression.
Question.
Thank you.
If Kawhi Leonard wins...
Oh, my God! Draymond had a layup.
With the LeBron block.
Oh, someone put that on a poster. I need to see a meme. I need to see it.
Was that Pascal or was that Kawhi?
Pascal.
Wow, that was Pascal Siakam.
Wow.
Wow.
Pascal's got arms the
Hall
length of
Fame
the
moves
court.
Only from the
Pascal
Raptors tonight.
For Danny
oh, my
Green,
God. Danny
for
Green.
3.
Oh, should have been in.
That would have been the shot.
They are going nuts in Toronto.
In Scotiabank Arena.
Ooh, Steph fakes a 3, gets in the lane, short shot, good. God, Steph Curry's played a great game.
Yeah.
103-94. But they are chasing him off the three-point line fairly well. It's 4 for 9 from 3.
Iggy on Kawhi.
Iggy on Kawhi, who does not look tired to me anymore, by the way.
It was all...
Oh, Marcus
all
Gasol passed up
next.
a 15-footer.
Oh, good ball movement. Oh, Mark.
And a foul on Iguodala, chopping at the ball. Marcus Gasol had it at the three-point line.
He said, didn't do that.
That they just did they did the Raptors a favor right there. The shot clock was running down, and they were out of sync.
How many fouls does Iggy have?
Iggy has 3 fouls.
Okay.
4 on Draymond, 4 on Steph, 4 on Looney. 5 fouls for Kyle Lowry, which I have not been tracking for the Raptors.
Wow. 5?
Yeah, he left the court.
I feel like he's gotten... Those must be trash fouls, like, because I do not remember getting that many.
He left the court pretty angry, visibly angry at the last call.
So Fred VanVleet is out there right now running the point for Toronto. Free throws are good. 105-94. Couple of Marcus Gasol's played big all night. He's got 18.
Oh, Danny Green almost picked Clay's pocket. Picking him up full court. It's crazy.
In the post, Draymond guarded by. Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know what
Offensive foul. He pushed off of Danny Green.
Clay was just laughing about that. You know, the Warriors are going to laugh this loss off. We'll see. Oh.
I mean,
You might get a technical.
Warriors don't get technicals unless they're Draymond Green or Boogie.
Very calm Steve Kerr just sitting there. We do have a technical. Technical on Clay. 1 free throw for Kawhi is
I mean,
good.
he did kind of like walk up on the ref. Like.
Yeah. He's still kind of trailing the ref there.
Let's see what happened. Bounce pass.
So that's where it is.
Yeah, he
Can't do
totally
that.
pushed off.
Yeah.
Although
I wouldn't have called it.
Yeah, you see that not called all the time.
I don't know if it's that blatant though. He like very like both,
threw
both
it
arms
at-
extended.
Yeah.
He got the T because the ref was running the other way and his back was to him, and Clay threw it at him.
Oh, okay.
That's why he got the T.
Well,
Which is,
I don't know if I would give him a T for that. He's
I wouldn't
throwing the
either.
ball in the direction that it needed to go.
listen, the officials are the worst.
always they're the enemy.
Fred
Oh,
VanVleet for 3. No.
Oh man, that would have been
That
legendary.
was a bad shot.
Ooh, rebound, Danny Green.
If he could just get it out.
Danny Green made that pass
I don't
before that
know
three-point
if-
shot. Him getting that rebound was impressive.
That
Danny
was a
Green-
hell of a rebound. He was in amongst the trees, if you will. 2 Warriors there, and Green was able to grab the basketball, poked out of bounds. Raptors winning the hustle points right now, and they lead by 12. We're under 5 minutes.
Also, those shirts that they're handing out are long sleeve shirts, which makes it even better. Honestly,
I love long sleeve shirts.
same. So
Well. The narrative is going to change here, team. You're right about this, Jasmine. There are going to be a lot of people saying after tonight that the Raptors have a great chance to win this series.
Yep,
Absolutely,
very
that's how-
reactionary.
that's how the league is, and it's what I like and don't like about the NBA. Because tomorrow, I'm sure I'm going to read a lot of content about how the Raptors can win this in 7, or they can win it in 6 or 5 even.
Or 4.
Or sweep them. I mean, look, if Kevin Durant's not playing, which both of you don't think he's going to be playing this series, it is far more manageable for the Raptors to win this series. Because if they're able to duplicate the success on the next 3 games or next, the rest of the series, looks pretty good for them. Because, I mean, they've checked off all the boxes on guarding everybody on that team. They've picked up Steph Curry, 94 feet. They picked up Clay, same thing. Like, they got Draymond in foul trouble because they attacked him early in the game, got him out of his game. And Pascal Siakam, while you said it's not sustainable, could still put up 25 points. Like, he's got 30 plus, but
Yeah. Let's say KD doesn't play game 2, comes back game 3. He actually, like, and let's say the Raptors win game 1 and game 2, which I don't think will happen. KD could end up being the savior for the Warriors because he could be the complete difference maker. You don't really realize how great he is until he's gone and the Raptors maybe win games 1 and 2 and you actually need him to win because they haven't necessarily needed him so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's what's been a lot of people's, that I've listened to or read, a lot of people's thought process of maybe that's how this ends up. Kevin Durant comes back game 3 and he just leads them out of the depths of darkness.
And then maybe he wants to stay in Golden State. Who knows?
If that happened, it would be very tempting, you would think, for him to stay.
Yeah. Because then he kind of affirms to himself, oh, I actually mean something to this team. I'm not just the star that came along later.
Mid-range.
Klay Thompson with a 20-footer. One dribble in, past the 3-point, inside the 3-point line, 10-point game. 4 minutes to go. Kawhi is the offense right now for the Raptors. Bounces for Gasol, had an open shot, didn't take it, then shot with a hand in his face and hit it.
Marc Gasol, the Hall of Famer.
Marc Gasol's been big all night. Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol's been big his whole life.
Marc Gasol with 20. 20 points for
points
Gasol,
for the
22
Hall
for
of Famer.
Kawhi, and 30 for Siakam.
All 3 Hall of Famers right there.
Kawhi again, guarded by Iguodala, 10-point game, 3:33 left. We're a little bit ahead of you on the screen.
Looney on Kawhi.
Van Fleet in the corner.
Oh,
ridiculous shot is banked around.
Oh!
I think the shot clock had to be going up. They just fired up a miracle.
Because it went off.
Oh
as soon
my
as,
goodness.
Wow,
That's that kid power right there.
Fred Van Vliet, oh my God, with the hero ball. I love it.
Steph in the lane, misses a short shot. Raptors the rebound.
I needed one more big shot. Here we go.
We're salting it away right now, Toronto is. 12 on the shot clock. Siakam and Steph. Siakam looking for a cutter.
How is he not taking Steph?
Siakam to Danny
such
Green.
a mismatch. Why didn't he take him to the rim? It's like putting a child on a grown man.
They almost had another heave at the buzzer.
Well, I think Kawhi's clutchness is rubbing off on everybody.
That's what I'm saying. He's got ripple effects across the whole team.
I don't understand.
Ooh, that was a big drive.
Best way to lead is to just do it.
They chased Steph off the 3-point line. He drove in, finished with the left hand, and got an and one. That's a huge play right there. Fouls on Marc Gasol.
That's not a foul.
So this is contact, but
okay, get up, Steph.
Didn't know we were doing yoga in the middle of this game.
Slow motion was actually way better. 30 points, 10 for 10, 94% from the line.
Has that always been a thing right on the shorts, the W?
The Warriors W?
Yeah, I hope they show it again.
I don't know.
It looked new to
What
me.
we got?
let's see here. They're showing us that most consecutive 30-point games in franchise playoff history. Wilt Chamberlain had 7 for the Warriors. Then Rick, and that was in '62.
That was when they were in Philly, right?
That's correct. Rick Barry with the Golden State Warriors in '67, I think it said. And now Steph's about to go over. It just went over 30 for the 6th time. So he's one away from trying Wilt and Rick Barry.
Not bad company to be in.
Oh, that shot was on.
That was a 2.
I thought that was a 3.
No, it was
still an impressive shot.
Yeah.
I thought they called it a 2.
No, they did. Ref called it a 2.
All right, so free throw good. Paying attention. 1-point game. 9-point game with 2:34 left.
Wow.
All right. I mean,
this is
basically Golden State's got to pitch a shutout the rest of the way here.
It's doable. Their defense can turn it up. It's just, Draymond's in foul trouble, and he's the anchor on your defense.
Picking Kawhi up way beyond the 3-point line.
Kawhi fouled by Looney. Bonus time. Free throws coming. That's the problem that's what the Raptors are going to do, put you in that pick and roll.
Steve Kerr looks like he's about to sneeze.
Kevon Looney actually
kind of always looks like that.
Kevon Looney has done a nice job guarding Kawhi tonight. He just got a little too handsy right there.
Not going to lie, I like that version of Kawhi's New Balances, the black and gold.
You like them?
That colorway.
So you would wear them?
No, I didn't say that. Although if I get a free pair, New Balance.
Trying to get you in some shoes that say Kawhi Leonard in Times New Roman font. It's the greatest feature of those shoes.
If New Balance wants to hook me up with a pair, please. But, yeah. Otherwise, no.
One more free throw for Kawhi as he misses the first 10-point game. 2:18 to go here.
This is where legends are made, folks.
This is where This is unbelievable. The Toronto Raptors are on the verge of taking Game 1 after somehow beating the Sixers in 7 and getting by the Bucks in 6, being down 2-0.
But they're going to be tired.
Who was saying that? I didn't say that.
Warriors fans.
Iguodala in the lane.
Nice
Short jump
teardrop.
shot is good. Iguodala looks like he just hurt himself. I think Iguodala just came up lame.
He's limping
He's
now.
acting like something's wrong.
And he's waving off. Now he's going to take your ass one-on-one because he sees you're injured. Kawhi's an assassin, guys.
They should not have screened for him.
No, he should have taken him one-on-one. What? Give it back to him now.
Lowry fadeaway shot. That's not going to be good.
This isn't good for
Kawhi.
Raptors.
The ball
Just take it
always
out.
goes to Kawhi.
Wow. I don't know if I'm.
You guys need to come. There you go.
Oh, it
Bring
was
it
like,
all the way
who's he
out.
passing it to?
4 seconds to shoot.
Van Fleet
Van
gets
Fleet.
Oh my God.
crushed, and
And-
free throws
all right.
coming. Knocked down by Draymond with 1:19 to go. 2 free throws for Fred Van Fleet.
Van Vliet's been good tonight. I enjoy watching him a lot.
Yeah, I think we've all.
31 minutes. Sorry, go ahead.
In the regular season, we all fell in love with Pascal Siakam covering these games. Now it's Fred Van Vliet.
Yeah. 31 minutes, 13 points tonight.
Damn.
Well,
But when it matters most, he's been hitting those shots.
Yeah.
We were talking, who's that Van Fleet's their 4th most important player. Tonight, he's been their 4th best player. Siakam has been. You got to give Siakam MVP of the night for the Raptors.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then Kawhi. Marc Gasol is 3rd, and then Van Fleet off the bench with 14.
I mean, even maybe he's tied with Danny Green for 4. Both of them. I mean, look, they've. Oh, and they're showing the grimaces of Andre
Kyle
Iguodala.
Lowry's got
Looks like
4
his leg.
points.
Not great.
So Andre Iguodala just got hurt, flat out hurt.
I would be surprised if he's in game 2.
That looks like a quad.
Yeah, it looked like a calf to me,
Maybe.
but
And you don't want to see that, but that's one of the things we said was going to be a
Injuries.
potential derailing factor for the
our
Warriors.
scenario number 1.
Honestly, both of the scenarios. Did you say scenario? Forgot.
He didn't.
I was
third.
my scenario was going to be the Raptors' length, i.e., turnovers that they were that they were going to force turnovers all night long. Tonight they've gotten 15 of them, 5 from Draymond, 3 from Curry, 2 from Iguodala, 2 from Thompson. I actually thought they were going to get more, but 20 turnovers is the number that I'm looking for Toronto. They're going to end up with 15 tonight, and they're going to have a comfortable win here.
Yeah.
I don't want to toot our own horn, but our 3 factors were kind of proven true, especially the injuries one. I don't want that one to be true, but
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but Andre Iguodala is as great as he is and as Hall of Fame ready as he will be. He
Marc Gasol just fouled out, by the way.
well, all the Hall of Famers do it. Andre Iguodala has been banged up throughout his entire career. He's missed significant time here and there, and like I said, I'll be surprised if he plays in Game 2, just because he's such an important piece to this team. I mean, he is a Finals MVP. I would want to rest him up to send him back to Oakland to get ready for Games 3 and 4.
I would trust Draymond, Clay, and Steph in Game 2 without Iguodala.
If Iguodala spent a good portion of his night guarding Kawhi tonight.
Yeah,
That's a big loss.
And that's not going to change unless KD comes back.
So now you don't have KD to guard him. You don't have Iguodala to guard him. That's a problem.
And Draymond's gotten foul trouble just guarding Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
So
You're going to be asking a whole lot from Sean Livingston.
Yeah, and that is a mismatch.
And Alfonso McKinney.
It's interesting that we are now the tone has switched to, oh my gosh, what are the Warriors going to do?
Siakam in the lane, missed the layup,
Oh,
tipped
my God.
in by Pascal.
Everything is just rolling right for the Raptors.
Yeah. I don't know
word
that
of the
this can
day,
keep up.
I think you're spot on with your sustainability because there's just some wild shots that they've been hitting, just been rolling
for sure.
in. Especially that Fred Van Vliet heave up when he just lays out on the floor both times.
At the same time, there are some things
You see
that
Drake over there.
Drake is letting it out
He's
now.
hyped.
there are some things that are sustainable for the Raptors, and that bodes well for them.
And what are those that you think?
Pascal, to a degree, he's not going to be this good, but he's solid. I think you can count on Kawhi playing at least this good in every game.
Wow.
Who just hit that three?
I don't know, but
Was
wow.
that Lowry?
Just threw in another three.
Wow.
118-106. This game is over. McKinney for 3. Good. 118-109.
They're just playing
20
not to-
seconds. Toronto can dribble it out. Game 1
Wow.
of the 2019 NBA Finals is going the way of the Toronto Raptors. And I would say This was a convincing win. They led the entire way. The Warriors threatened, got it down to 3 a couple times.
Wow.
But to me, it always felt like Toronto was in control.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
I think
impressed.
the Warriors had like a 2-0 lead. Is that right? That's the only.
Yeah, you said their biggest lead was up 2.
Biggest lead was 2. Yeah.
Drake is now talking smack to Draymond, and they're spitting words back and forth. I feel like Drake probably approached him and said, "Good game." Draymond was like, "Get the hell out of my face."
I love it.
I'm all here for the tea and the drama. This is partially why I love this league.
Carm, great job on the predictions.
Going back,
that was a strong. I should have bet it. I knew I don't bet, but I really did want to bet tonight.
Going back to the game though, Raptors definitely led the entire, they controlled the pace of the game. They controlled everything. And it wasn't like they had to pull out all the stops. Yes, everything went their way.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they had to gut out for that win.
It's almost like though strategically you actually kind of want to give this one to the Warriors. Obviously it's great that they won, but now you just give them some motivation to take with them for the rest of the series, which for the Warriors is especially dangerous. I think they live off of that. Obviously you don't want to throw a game to not give them that, but they saw what you're about, and I expect the Warriors to kind of come out real hot in games 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I honestly expect the second game, unfortunately, to be not a close one because, Steph did well, but it wasn't like he was lighting it up. Clay had an odd night. Draymond's in foul trouble. I don't think that that's going to happen again, and if it does, hey, the Raptors are going to win the damn series. But it was a weird night for the Warriors all around, but credit to the Raptors. You got so much production out of Danny Green, out of Fred VanVleet. They were guarding everybody 94 feet as soon as they were inbounding the ball. Steph could
94 VanVleet.
94 VanVleet for sure. They did not give them any breathing room. They didn't give them easy looks, easy passes, nothing. Nothing was going right for them.
They knew what they were doing right out of the gate. They knew what they were up against, and they came out strong. They especially knew. It looked like they game planned for Draymond specifically and targeted him to get him to draw fouls.
And like I said at the beginning of the game, that's a hell of a game plan to have. After that first point that Pascal Siakam had, and when he took Draymond to the hole and just continued to do that, realizing hey, this works.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he has 4 or 5 fouls.
For a player like him who's never been to the finals, he's obviously had a great postseason, but he's never been on a stage this big. To have that awareness.
That is high basketball IQ right there.
Yeah, definitely. And Draymond's a smart player too. Draymond's one of the smartest players that is in the league.
Yeah.
So to be able to go after him multiple times and get that to work multiple times without him adjusting for that, that's really great.
And I think continuing to talk about that. I think that's one of the keys for the Warriors in Game 2 is not letting Draymond himself just being more aware of not getting into foul trouble because he is such a huge piece to this team that he cannot afford to get these ticky-tack foul calls. He needs to be more strategic with how he's playing defense against Pascal Siakam. I don't know how that is because it's kind of a mismatch against him, but you can't afford to have him coming out for long stretches of time because he's going to get a foul call every single time.
You have to know your role and know how important you are to the team, especially when it comes to the finals. You need to be aware of when you can and cannot pick up fouls and when you need to be available for your team.
Apparently, Drake called Draymond, quote, trash.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. That was one of the big questions that Draymond got asked before the series started. Do you expect things, words to be called, words to be said between you and Drake? And I don't remember what his response was, but it was very tongue-in-cheek, oh yeah, it's Drake, of course he's going to be there, things are going to be said, but it's not going to be a big deal. And for it to happen after Game 1, I feel like Drake was just saving up all of his energy to just spew it out after they won the game.
He was nowhere to be seen the whole game, and then he comes out and
it's kind of how Drake is.
Over. Yeah, for sure.
I think the biggest thing with this whole thing tonight, and I love the fact that now we got Draymond and Drake drama going forward, which is sweet.
A lot of people were looking forward to that this finals. They were like, I cannot wait to see Draymond fight.
But
Drake.
But at the end of the day, though, none of this does not feel like the Raptors just played completely out of their minds, with the exception of Siakam. This feels like we got a series here.
Yeah,
this is a flat out series.
No, it didn't feel like a fluke game at all, and I still am sticking with. I think the Warriors are going to win 3 in a row. However, I don't think it's going to be blowouts. I think it's going to be close in at least 2 of those games, and honestly, I would guess all 3 of them would be close games. But yeah, this is far more of a series than a lot of people were giving it at the front. This Raptors team is real. They beat the Bucks, who are an incredible team. And a lot of people kind of just looked at that as, they just game planned really well. The Bucks kind of just fell apart. They didn't adjust well in the playoffs, but that Bucks team is good.
They beat them 4 in a row. They beat them on the road in Game 5.
That's the thing. It's not like they just beat them in a 7-game series and happened to win. 4 games in a row against that Bucks
And I
team.
mean, that could kind of come back to haunt them because the Warriors could very well just win 4 games in a row.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
it could be very much like the series, but in reverse.
And all those stats, like the Bucks haven't, none of that matters once it comes to the playoffs. And I hear all the time, oh, they win the first 2 of them, they got to win 4 out of 5. It doesn't matter. Their momentum can change very quick in a series, and somehow it did in the Eastern Conference Finals.
For 4 straight games.
Because, the reason why that happened is because Milwaukee didn't have a closer. That, Giannis went away when it mattered the most, and Kawhi didn't.
Yeah.
Kawhi's been unbelievable. And Kawhi was good tonight, but he wasn't great. So, think about that.
Which is a huge thing for Toronto. The fact that they won this game and he had an off
was
night.
good.
I mean, he put up, 20?
I don't know why I just closed
see.
my computer. He put up
Kawhi had-
23, I want to say.
Kawhi had 23 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds.
What'd he shoot?
A steal. He went 3 of 6 from 3, 5 of 14 from the field. It wasn't a terrible night.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't phenomenal.
It's not a typical
No.
Kawhi performance that we've had all playoffs, where he's averaging 31 points a game in the postseason.
This is for what he's been doing, this is one of his worst games in a while, which is kind of he shot almost 33% from the field.
Yeah.
He also I guess you're right that his energy is never he's never flying around the court, but to me he looked energy low tonight and still got it done.
I mean, that's just
there's more in the tank. Kyle Lowry was borderline terrible. He was 2 for 9.
Yeah, so if both of them can
Danny
get going.
Green played well.
Danny Green did play good from the jump too, and that I feel like I guess a 2-pronged game plan for the Toronto was go at Draymond as soon as Pascal exposed his ass, and then set up Danny Green from the jump. He got the first points of the game.
Yeah.
They fed him early on in the first quarter. You didn't see him for the rest of the game until he hit a big shot in the fourth quarter. But still, getting him involved early, because clearly he's kind of a streaky shooter, making sure that he gets his shot and finds it is very important for them going forward.
Team, we're going to be here on Sunday night for
Yes, we are.
Game 2.
Yes.
It's kind of a big deal for us. Is that the first time we spent a Sunday together? No, it's
No,
not true.
you, Hill, and I have.
You,
but,
yeah,
but
you
this
too.
this will be a
This
a
unit
fresh
has
thing.
not.
Our first ever Sunday.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
8 p.m.
Huge.
Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern, 118,
9 p.m.
109.
Eastern, right? Or is it
Revs-
8.
Richard,
Good thing I asked.
you're the man. Appreciate
Richard.
you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You changed it up on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Wearing the Hawaiian look tonight or whatever that was.
I love
just
it.
a flowery motif of love.
I like it.
It's just a solid look. Hey, everybody.
Fashion.
Thank you so much for watching us tonight. Please subscribe. Tell a friend. Comments are good.
Tell 3 friends.
Tell
Subscribe
3
to
friends.
us on YouTube at Fansided, or follow us on Twitter at Fansided. Follow us on Instagram at Fansided. Follow us on Twitter at Josh Wilson FS, at The Carm, at Jasmyn Wimbish.
And we thank you again for watching tonight. Congrats to the Raptors. Congrats to Raptor fans. And hey, congrats to all basketball fans. We got a series here for the NBA Finals. Game 1 of the books. Toronto leads the series 1 game to none. We'll see you Sunday night.